It is your Wednesday night sports delight, the platform sports talk show.
Yeah.
I am your boy, Smooth, along with
B. Baker.
And Stan, baby.
Because when it's about sports,
It becomes our business. As you heard it again.
Yeah.
And business just picked up.
All right, airmail. There we go.
Wow.
What's happening?
Knuckle punch.
There we
Right,
go.
right. What up, fellas?
Yeah, man, we doing good, man. Another Wednesday. Got some good weather, no rain this time.
Finally, man.
Finally.
Whew, man.
Finally doing it. There
Man.
we go. Make sure my level's right.
Observe the do-rag.
Right.
Staying fresh off the haircut and
Hey,
everything.
I did it. I had to do it. I waited 33 days. I'm proud of myself. I was like, nope, can't do it no more. I just woke up this morning. I was like, shh. Nah, let me book this appointment.
Right. He hooked you up, though. You good.
Man.
You know you ain't going to do the reveal. You know?
Nah.
Oh, we need sideburn action.
It just happened, like, freshly. Like, I just hopped out the chair, like, 40-something minutes ago.
Right.
And sped down 70 expeditiously.
Me too. It was a track meet down here, bro.
I don't
Man.
want to be the reason that, that y'all get pulled over, man. So just make sure y'all be careful, y'all. Out
Man, they ain't outside. If they get too close, I'm be like, like, you sure you want to come over here, officer?
Man, he'll be
You a
with
true wave cat wearer because you got the line on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to be cute.
You know.
Like, man, I don't want that penetration down the middle of my paws.
I was trying like, wait a minute, brother. Man, look, let me tell you something. I remember my first time, because I used to never wear do-rags. Like, I was just wash and go.
Right.
But then I, like, grew it out, and then I had to retrain it. And so I remember the first time I put on the do-rag, I was like, bro, what the fuck? Why is the line on the outside? I'm like, bro, no, I don't think this is how it's supposed to be. Put it on the inside, slept with it, woke up. It was the day of a funeral too. Woke up, took that rug off. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, yo.
Got that Larry Johnson part right there.
I'm like, yo, what?
niggas that go too, they be
Man, he be in there. He be in there like swimwear.
Oh, y'all thought I let it? I was like, yeah. I was like, come on.
Man, see, that's why you wear the good old
Smooth it out.
stocking cap. It'll never let you down.
Man. My head too big for a stocking cap.
Nah, they got the big one.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I got it. I was like, oh, this mug stretching. Like, it's bad when you hear the scene pop. I'm like, pop. You're like, uh-oh.
So the dark brown had stretch marks on it.
Now I had the black one to avoid the.
Oh, man, you trippy, yeah.
What I look like with dark brown and stretch marks? It's like when your grandma get a run up her
No, I'm
stocking.
talking about when you stretching the stock. See, you ain't been around nobody with real stockings, man. I grew up around my grandmother and my mom. When they start stretching, they get the little lines in them.
I know, it's called runs in your stockings, bro.
The stretch marks. You know what I'm talking about.
So to avoid them being visible, get the black one. Black on black hair.
The black ain't gonna do nothing but look gray when you stretch.
Black on black hair, brother.
All right, try it. Watch
I
how gray
did,
you look
and
up
it was
top.
still black. I was like, this mug stretching, but it was like, I ain't stretching no more now.
You had leggings on. That wasn't no stocking.
Yeah,
No, I got it from Hollywood Beauty. Hey, to be honest, I got it from Hollywood Beauty. They might have took some leggings and cut them up and repackaged them.
Yeah. You had a sports stocking cap on.
I'll take it.
That boy had a scuba diving hat on.
hell no. As you see, this is what goes down when the whole crew is in the building,
Bro, I legit
in the
forgot what was on
getaway
there.
on the platform sports talk show. So tonight,
This brother was sitting with his gold chain on, like he's still waiting for this interview for the last dance.
Man.
He waiting for his last dance interview right now. He's like,
I'm
let me
on
put
my
the chain.
Godfather way.
Let me put the chain on.
Knees with a certain somebody.
he on the
So-
Godfather / Nino Brown tip.
You know,
He was like, let me go ahead and-
Martin, when he dragged that dead dog around.
What? No, it wasn't dead. It was like one of them little. Yeah, but it wasn't real. It was like a fake stuff, dog.
That was a legit dead Doberman pincher. That kind of stuff.
Damn.
That mug was authentic. It looked like it.
Damn.
If that was a stuffed animal, then man, look.
I mean, because they got the ones that don't just do nothing but sit there.
Right.
That your aunties and stuff get for display, but they don't want a real animal because like,
Nah.
that spirit. We don't want that spirit in the house.
Man, look, you don't want no dead nothing.
We don't want that spirit in the
I don't even
house.
keep dead ants in the house. I'll step on it, swipe him up, get him out of here.
Hey, excuse my language. I already said it today, but hey, I don't know what happened, but today I slapped the fuck out of a fly with a fly swatter. I was like, what's up? Pow! I was like, oh.
Practice because the murder hornets are here.
Man!
The murder hornets are in the building.
You gotta get like you can't swat at that with a regular fly swatter. You gotta get your mother's least favorite spatula and make sure it's plastic and donate that to the greater cause of protecting your life.
Nothing. They live here now. I'm out. Y'all just bought the house. I'm out.
Like, oh, you in the house? All right, so
Y'all up in there?
the bills of this month,
you
just go
sold out.
ahead.
Man.
Go ahead and have that. Man.
What chain? Right, what chain?
What house? I don't know. Man.
I'm out. I see one.
I'm the homeless for 26 years, apparently. This was never my house.
Man, you ain't lying. Get that.
I was dating a girl one time. I was like, what happened if a spider in your house? That's the spider house. So you gonna come over and kill it? I was like, shit, that's the spider house.
Right. Nah, bro.
You ain't finna have me coming over killing a spider. I don't know what kind of spider it is. What it look like? What the legs look like? Oh, that's a brown recluse? Oh, no, I'm gone.
Oh, man.
I'm gone. That is his house.
I got told about one of them before, man. There ain't nothing pretty, dog.
Man.
Thought my legs was gonna fall off. Straight. Yeah, that was.
Boy, I got some stories.
Oh my God, I work outside, bro. I done encountered everything.
But I done got stung by a bee on the top of my head. It was in elementary school. We was playing kickball. Well, I was going for it. I was like, y'all ain't finna get me out at first. No, sir. And I'm running like, bow. Boy, I'm like in elementary school. I just started crying. I was like,
running?
no, the shit, I don't know how he did it. Probably. It just happened so fast. It was like, whop. I was like,
moving target.
They just stopped it like, you all right? Nah, man. They took it out. They went and found the damn stinger and took it out. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, I pulled my own out last year. I got stung on the tip of the ear right here.
Man. That ain't nothing to play with.
Man, that mud was hot. I didn't even feel like waiting on somebody.
You feel me? I was like, what is this?
Yep. Ear was all sticking out. I'm
like, put something cold on your head. Well, no shit. You want me to put a hot compress on my head? It's the summertime. This was summer camp, fam. Bees was out like crazy. Man. That's part of the reason I'm low-key glad I stopped playing baseball. There was always this one damn, whatever they call that thing, the bee's nest, whatever, the hive, there it is, the beehive. It was right there. They never knocked it down. Never. Every year, sitting there, getting bigger. It's like, so y'all just going to let this problem develop.
And you was playing baseball at the time?
Baseball.
So y'all had all them bats. And nobody thought to just go hit the beehive
or a glove or something,
or throw the ball over there.
Right?
Y'all had no athletes.
Throw a fastball like.
This is the Jewish league.
Oh, that's what it was.
No.
Okay.
I mean, well, yeah, it was. But even then, we couldn't do it. It was on the.
Right.
It was on. You know the fence. It was the back catcher fence. High as hell. Couldn't nobody reach that.
That's why you got a ball. That's why I said. What was the accuracy of the pitcher? That should have been the practice right there.
Pitch wheel, brother. Pitch wheel, brother. We ain't had no. How you gonna angle them up? Like, all right, twist it.
No, you took a pitcher and throw the ball.
Who was the pitcher? Oh, the old white man behind the pitch wheel.
Man, I would have figured out if I got stung. Man, look, I'm finna be over here working on my arm for a minute. I'm from the hood, dog. So
I drove past it the other day. I was like, God damn,
with a brick. Mid-flight. I couldn't do it again.
What the dove do to you, fam?
We need video of that one, man.
The dove is
way before social media stuff.
The dove is a bird of peace.
Man, look.
You worse than that. What was that? What picture was that popped that bird?
Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
Pow.
Left hand.
Lefty.
We killers.
Killed a bird. Like, you ain't see nobody. Just poof.
Shout out to that dog, man. He ain't do nothing wrong. I was just working on my aim. I was bad.
Hey, you see that video I posted a while back
when
they were celebrating someone's life and they had the doves in a box. So then they put the doves in the air and one of the doves went right to the traffic.
Yeah.
Got smashed by.
They got a lot of videos like that though. Low key.
The best one is when the Reverend was holding the dove in a chokehold.
Oh God.
And he had a list, but he was like, oh, if I had wings like this dove, with therefore I fly away. And he just chucked them over. Boom! I was like, woo! What make it worse is somebody supposedly got to be blind uncle or something. Because all you hear is him say, did it fly?
Did it fly?
Where'd it go?
Right. Yeah,
Pow! It was loud, too. And if he was deaf, don't all your other senses heighten?
Yeah.
Pow! Like, oh, what was that?
It's all bad.
Well, apparently his touch and his hearing, because the touch, you should have felt the life squeezing out of that dove before you even threw it.
So feeling veins.
Right.
Man, he was
Feel his pulse stop. Like,
he was holding on there, but you just see the bird head like, try. Threw the bird didn't even have a chance. I guess on the toss, like when he exuded his force, it's like wow.
Right, so outside of killing doves and bees and everything, y'all.
Yeah, I was a science head. Shut up.
Let's take it back to sports real quick, y'all. The reason why y'all here.
We science right.
Yeah, you know how it is. But hey, once again, the Platform Sports Talk Show tonight. We are only going to be, as you see, on Facebook and on Twitter, not on YouTube. YouTube's tripping tonight, so hopefully next week we'll get it back. But I will upload the video on YouTube later on, so we'll do it like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Outside of that, man, great week. Not in sports, but hope y'all had a great week so far.
Yeah.
And
it's a great week in sports. The Rams football schedule just came out. They see Tampa Bay. I don't know if it's a home game or not, but you know.
And that was during the season?
Yep, during the season.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at the schedule. Okay. But for everyone watching, once again, thanks again. Share the stream right now. If you're on Facebook or Twitter, share, start a watch party. Bring your comments throughout the whole show. Let's have a good time. We have a great guest. Got a legend.
Yeah.
Who I call a legend, man.
Me too. Shoot.
We had so many talks about, previous other great basketball players in the past.
Man, this our GOAT.
Hey.
It's the first GOAT.
Man, you're going to find out very soon. But before we bring him on, real quick, the roundtable begins. Yeah. Stan, last week, you wasn't here, so I wanted to save it until you was here.
Kick him right in the teeth on the first one.
But your boy, Draymond Green, stated a while back that that Golden State should be considered the best team ever.
All right, cool.
Your thoughts on that?
73-9.
And a loss in the finals.
So there you go. Don't mean a thing without the ring. Bye. See you.
Couldn't get the job done.
Y'all couldn't even three-peat once. They came close. Came real close. Didn't get it though.
Right. And then they sacrificed their season chasing that record.
Man.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Bulls wasn't chasing 72, and they probably was, but
they was doing it to the. Well, we gonna find out. I feel like that's gonna be episode 7, 8, maybe. I don't know.
Nah, they gotta be like
9 or 10.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I don't know because the main
focus. Best year.
I mean, but the main focus of the whole thing is that last season, though.
True.
So I don't think they're gonna wait all the way to the end. I think the end they're gonna talk about like the playoff journey and all that stuff.
Man, the end they just hit us with some stuff we ain't never heard nothing about, ain't got no clue. Cause they show revealed a lot. Especially like I said last week, for me to see every single home video that ever came out about the Bulls and follow them as close as I did, there's a lot of stuff I did not know.
And say that for.
Oh yeah, we doing that.
Definitely gotta say that. You're doing a little tease right now.
Right.
Doing a little tease before we get into that talk later on during the show.
He tried to say one of the greatest teams. No, sir.
I saw that. I was like, let me see.
When I saw that, I was like, all right, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Worse than your teammate.
And also, we had the NFL draft. What were your thoughts on the draft? I know you highlighted Jalen Hurts going to the Eagles.
To the Eagles, man.
The Eagles.
Because my friend called it, he was joking around. He was like, man, Jalen Hurts to Philly. And I was like, oh, it really happened?
Yeah.
So, I feel like the Philly quarterback competition is back where it's fun to watch now. Because now Carson Wentz is like, oh, he really got to get his stuff together now. Like, he ain't got no choice. He ain't got no choice now.
Yeah, you better. It's like, You got two good receivers now. You got Jalen Reagor and Deshaun Jackson. Like, what you going to do with that?
And then on top of that, you ain't got no old dude at the second spot. You got a young
hungry
thirsty, hungry rookie who still got something to prove.
Yeah.
On the rookie contract.
Yeah.
The thoughts on Green Bay selecting a quarterback except for a wide receiver or any other offensive threat for Aaron Rodgers. They recently drafted Jordan Love, and everyone's like, why in the heck did they
Brett Favre like that? Why not?
I don't understand why people are confused. They done switched out every damn thing that can be switched out except for Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
Coach, receivers, the head office people, special teams. Only thing that ain't changed is quarterback spot.
They
And he did a lot of talking last year too.
Yeah,
a lot of talking. It's like, all right, back it up.
You talking about Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, did a lot of talking.
And then the new coach Matt LaFleur, he's not even a really big. Well, him and Aaron Rodgers, I don't think they're on the same page.
That might be something too.
Yeah. So I think his plan is maybe after a year and a half, Jordan Love will be developed more, and then they can see now the contract that Aaron Rodgers has. Like if you let him go before a certain length of time, you got to pay a whole lot.
Yeah.
The payout.
Yeah, you know that.
And they may be willing to go ahead and do that if they really feel like, okay, you know what, I'm done with, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. So we're gonna see, man.
Brett Favre himself said he don't see Aaron Rodgers finishing his career in Green Bay. So I was like, well. And that's coming from
going to the evil empire.
He played for the Vikings and the Jets.
You hear me? Like, come on, man. You ain't got no room to talk.
Right.
Both teams like, wow, you just went everywhere, man.
Man, he did a Shaq at the end of his career.
T-Bone, I see you on here. Shouts out to Joe. Shouts out to they got Stacy on here. Zolani, Tawanda. So hello everyone. Thanks for watching our show. Normally we be on YouTube as well. But YouTube tripping tonight, so we're gonna just do it Facebook and Twitter, and then I'll just upload the video on YouTube for our YouTube followers. So hopefully they can just tune in on our other sources and get it in. Anything else sports wise that caught your attention?
Andy Dalton going to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
What?
I was like, whoa! And you played for Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So he kind of got that.
No respect to
kind of got that.
That's
Big 12
the one
in
that's more disrespectful than the Aaron Rodgers situation. Like you feel like you just trying to just edge him on out of there at this point. Like he ain't getting his money, dog.
Yep.
He not getting it.
We talked about this a couple.
Yeah, but
not even a couple, maybe a lot of episodes.
His backup was gonna be at the time.
Right. Because that's a legit threat. Not saying he had a bad season, but it's like
he's tough though.
But it's like now you can't even kind of relax and play.
Nah.
Now it's like every throw was a pressure moment.
You may have a good third quarter and you might be out of here.
Right, for the Red Rocket.
Man.
Oh, damn.
Straight up.
For the Red Rocket.
Straight up.
But you.
Nah, but yeah, that's the one that tripped me out this week, man.
Yeah.
So other than that, man, like I said, we still watching the old stuff, like y'all. Looking at old crap, trying to find old stuff.
Old crap.
Yeah, I'm just, man, my thing is, man, like I said, I understand the LeBron phenomenon. I get it. But every freaking day, they edge this dude in. Out of the millions of games they could be showing, every time I come home, boop, Cavs. I'm like, oh, my God.
Because he did some crazy stuff.
I get it, but every day for the last 2 months, he been on there, like all the games. Kobe done died. Mike got a documentary out here. Like, they barely even show them. They show this man all the time. He's still playing.
I feel like with the Kobe reason, it's the same reason that Nike had to pull all his products. I don't think they can do that anymore. I don't think they can show Kobe things, like straight up.
No, they show Laker games, but they show very simple. They few and far between.
It's not to the extent of them showing LeBron.
Like I said, I'm telling you, they should put every playoff series from like 93 to like 97. And then they should do like a 2001 to like 2007. Like them playoff series was crazy, especially like 94. Like right when Mike retired and Seattle was getting loose and he was like the Western Conference and even on the East too though. But like, man, it's a lot of, that's what I'm saying, a lot of, especially because a lot of younger people don't even know how the NBA was back then, like in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like all these playoff games they could be showing, all these greatest games, performances, people you didn't even know about. You know what I'm saying? People like Tony Delk had a 50-point game. You know what I'm saying? I'll be telling people that, they're like, who is Tony Delk? See, I'm glad you asked. So now I get to show you some stuff. Or show college games and stuff. So I just think they should widen their horizon, man. That's my thing. No shade on LeBron. I'm just saying we got enough of LeBron. Like, spread it around, man.
And T-Bone says that's the point. He's still there in regards to LeBron. That's why they keep on.
But you still get to see him, though. Like, why you oversaturating us with his old stuff and we still get a chance to see him, but the other guys that ain't playing, get them some shine. You know what I'm saying? So when we bring up names, people be like, yeah, I seen him, blah, blah, blah. Like, we bring up cats all the time from back in the day. And people like, who the hell is that?
I'm going to bring this up, but here we go. T-Bone says younger viewers won't watch the older standard definition, older graphics with players they don't really know.
That's fair. I can't argue that. But
and that's gonna be my argument, was that they're trying to please the young audience, keep them entertained, especially with, as we know at this time, the greatest player during this time right now.
Right. Okay.
You know, being LeBron James.
Right,
so it's like keep on highlighting, keep on promoting the game by using the best player in the game at this time to do so.
No, I agree with that. And to your point, then if they're gonna do it like that, what's the highest thing right now is the Jordan versus LeBron comparison. So why not go game for game with that then?
Ooh,
because I keep seeing cats saying they got the nerve to say, who did Mike even play against? Bro,
oh my God!
What?
Please don't do that,
man.
Don't even try it.
I'm like, I ain't trying to compare eras, but stop acting like he had a cupcake league. Like, y'all can't be serious right now.
Right.
I mean, he didn't have a cupcake league, but he made it. So he was like, y'all some cupcakes, fam.
Well,
so I am me.
So with that being said, what are your thoughts on people saying, and we'll ask our guest this also when he comes on very soon, the thoughts on people saying that LeBron can handle the bad boys Pistons and stuff in the old school Knicks back in the day. How do you feel about people saying that LeBron can handle that? My thing is that Jordan had to build himself up to overcome what he did.
Right.
LeBron is already built, so why would he not be able to handle the roughness in regards to old school basketball?
Well, it's because of his flopping and his mannerism. Like I said, when he act like a diva on the court, sometimes it's his only flaw with me. You know what I'm saying? That diva mentality. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they would have made him a better player than he is now. I think he definitely could have handled it. The reason he played the way he played now is because of the league that he playing with, and the way that the NBA treats him and everything like that.
He adapts to how.
If nobody gave him that type of attention, he wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like, if you rolling around the floor and everybody just step over you and walk past you, you would stop doing it. That's just like with babies. I ain't comparing it to a baby. But I'm just saying, like, you know, if a baby's sitting there crying, you just look away from him, not paying him no attention. Eventually, they'll stop doing it. Unless something wrong with them, but you know, but like I said,
I'm gonna bring him up too.
That's it. Prime example.
Whole grant.
But yeah, I feel like, you know what I'm saying. I feel like he would have definitely handled it. I feel like had he played in that era, you know, then he really would have had a better shot at somebody saying he better than Mike. You know what I'm saying? With for the sake of argument, had he been through that. But I think just because he hasn't been tried physically, that's the argument that you can say.
If you take LeBron's skill set with the skills that he has and you put him well enough into that time period where he would have to toughen up, because like you said, that's what Mike had to do, because they was bullying his ass around. Right. What did he do that gym? What did he do that year? Went in the gym, put on weight in the offseason, came back like, ugh. So, but you know, LeBron actually scaled down.
Right.
Because at one point he was like, what,
290.
He was damn near 300 pounds just running at you.
Yeah.
He probably would have popped Patrick Ewing into the damn station.
I'm pretty sure.
I guarantee you Scotty wouldn't have been able to get that dunk off over LeBron. I can tell you that. Because LeBron, after like getting toughened up, he probably would have chopped his ass.
Yeah, he would have bodied him. He would have had to hang or do something.
That would have been another flagrant back in the day.
Oh yeah,
right. And then like I think Isaiah Thompson them said like that back then they didn't even whistle flagrant fouls. You know what I'm saying? Hard foul was a hard foul. You get up, you may shove.
Yes, it did. I heard the word. I heard the word flagrant when Rodman popped Pippen into the media area on the court. I heard it. They were like, yeah, that's definitely a flagrant.
Right. They didn't give him one.
Like, that's definitely a flagrant.
He shot 2 free throws after Scotty sat there for about 10 minutes thinking about his life.
But he was trying
he shot 2. They said flagrant.
Because Scotty was sitting there,
and they got fined $500.
That's it.
That was a lot back then.
Not enough.
T-Bone
said. It was a lot back then. Ain't nobody just walking around giving her $500 fines.
Man.
Let's see. T-Bone has on here, let me go back up. Nostalgia for them isn't the same as for us.
Nostalgia for them is probably Steph's rookie year. When Shaq was on the Cavs. When LeBron left the first time. That's probably what that was.
Right. Yeah. He said in the 90s, it would have been hard to get us to watch games from 1965 to 1970. Definitely true.
Not me, but I get it.
I don't know. There would have been a lot of guys that were bigger than him than he has to deal with now. Yeah, you would have had more of the Anthony Masons and the Larry Johnsons back then.
I mean, but LeBron has size plus speed. Right. When you put that science together,
right,
he gonna mess you up.
Get out the way.
Yeah. You gonna lose a rib.
I mean, NBA players now bigger than they was back then. If you look at the overall picture, for real, and
like height wise, but not
mass wise. You don't have centers no more. But you got bruh. If they had Russell Westbrook running point in the 90s, he'd have ran over them cats. Who was gonna stop him at the point?
Magic.
He would not shut no one down. I'm sorry.
Have you seen Magic Johnson play defense? That's my guy. Have you seen Magic Johnson play? Let me tell you a fact about Magic Johnson.
You were saying I was like, Magic, damn it.
No. He's a hider. I was like, yeah. Well, okay, as long as you caught it, because I don't want to have to go through the whole story.
I was like, Magic.
No.
All right, well,
right. Even somebody like a James Harden. You know what I'm saying? The way he throw his shoulder on you and ride you to the bucket, Hersey Hawkins and them gonna stop him from doing that? No. Like, come on, man. Like
Dan Marley.
Right. Like, stop playing. Dan Marley like 190. Like, stop playing. No. These dudes is bigger. They just don't play as strong because they can't. But they a lot more built for it.
Or they adapted to how the NBA got soft.
Right.
So they adapted to how the league is mandating these calls. So it's like, well, they expect now if you hit me a certain way, I should get a foul call.
Man, can we bring Big Bro in?
Let's go ahead and do it, man. Cause
he over there itching, man. I gotta get him in on this, man. I gotta know what he thinking about this, man.
There we go. So without any further ado, man, once again, someone who I call a legend, Gateway Christian, man. If y'all don't know about Gateway Christian back in the 90s, man.
Yeah.
Fun times, man. Great basketball, a lot of great moments, and he was the pinnacle, man. In my eyes, the pinnacle during that time frame in regards to my love for basketball, for the school at the time. He was the man. I wanted to be like this dude. He had his jersey, retired, put in this little case at the school.
Right.
I mean, hey,
they hang it up. They put it in the frame, man.
Hey, because he knows why. Yeah. It's the reason why it wasn't hung up.
We ain't had a bigger school, man.
So without any further ado, man, let's bring in Rodney Bond to the show. Big Rod, how you doing, man?
Man, glad to be here. Glad to be back in the building.
Yes, man. Last time you was here, we was on the rooftop.
Yeah.
B. Baker wasn't nowhere to be found at that time.
Right,
It was just me, Stan, Sadal.
And damn bugs.
Man, it was crazy.
Bees, though.
It might have been. We was dealing with mosquitoes and gnats. And
it was crazy.
Everything.
It was crazy during that time. But like I said, man, welcome back to the show, man. What's been going on with you?
Man, staying active. 3 boys, so keeping my boys in the gym and then teaching, coaching, and as well as competing. I do the bodybuilding now, so always in the gym.
Yeah, man. I told people, I said, hey, definitely watch this show for those who love bodybuilding, trying to eat right, get fit, the whole 9. Definitely watch this show. So it's definitely appreciate you being on the show again. I know before we tried to get you on, but unfortunately you came down. You was under the weather. A while back. But thanks for being flexible and
always be.
There you go. No
he was under the weather a while back.
Yeah. Right. Nice. To the right.
Let's see. Everybody shifts over to the right now.
Right.
Breaking news.
Like, wait a minute, hold on, what?
Wait a minute. We sent you a questionnaire prior to coming to the show, so you were supposed to answer that truthfully.
Right. But I got wives over there, just so you know.
Have you been out of the country in the past 14 days?
Or around people that's been.
So
that show is a question.
Man.
So we'll get to a lot of your background very soon. But with the virus going on right now, how has it affected? I know you coach and then also training for different bodybuilding events and everything.
So with gyms being shut down, that kind of put everything on hold. As far as the competing, I was planning on doing the Milwaukee Pro, which was scheduled to be June the 6th. and they postponed that a few weeks ago, and then I was gonna follow that up with the Chicago Pro, and that's still in the air because of everything going on in Chicago now. So my competing for this looks like it might be pushed to late fall, maybe winter, or I may just shut it down completely and then come back next spring, summer.
Dang. That's crazy, man. And we know that there's been so many changes, so many people getting furloughed or just bombed out, just let go. You know what I'm saying? I was doing work the other day and saw on the radio that Bernie Miklasz from 101 ESPN, he got let go.
Yeah.
So there's so many different changes, man. So for all those who's going through that tough time, keep your head up, keep praying, stay focused, and it's gonna be something definitely bigger and better for you in the long run, man. So I know you was itching to say some things about our conversation about LeBron and basketball back in the old school days, man. So if you want to chime in on your thoughts on
I just agree 100% with B was saying as far as the size and athleticism. I think it translate 100% no problem. I think he would have to adjust how the game was being called at that time because it was physical. You could hand check on the perimeter, so he had to adjust. But I don't think he'd have a problem with playing in that era.
I see here on other page here, got some comments. Got Note Gibber.
What's up, Coach?
Says, what's good, B. Baker and crew. Shouts out to you. I want to come on the show and share that knowledge. We will definitely make that happen.
I'll link up with you, bro.
Yep, we'll make that happen. We got you.
That's my AU coach, man.
All right. Jamie Price says LeBron in Karl Malone's body.
Exactly.
With his skill set, unguardable, and especially, like I said, with him being as fast as a hyena.
I remember that video from the playoffs.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, as fast. He just tucked his head down. He was like, I'm gone.
Right.
That's it. Say no more.
Man.
We have Jamie Price also said Tatum did in regards to getting bigger, stronger. Then everybody buying. Then it says left hand windmills in the house.
That smoke, yo.
Yeah,
that's
man.
He went to Cardinal Ritter.
Okay.
Yeah, he played with Chris and Jahidi and all them.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Big Jamie, what up, boy?
So Jamie, we're gonna have to get you on as well, man. Last week we had Coach Ryan Johnson, a great interview, man.
Yeah. Me, bro.
Yeah, get at B, get at me. We'll make it happen. Yeah. So like, just going back, man. Who was a player when you was in high school that you wanted to be, or that you followed?
That I followed when I was in high school, that I looked up to.
Yeah.
I always looked up to guys that I saw play and I was able to be around. So Anthony Bonner was a guy that I looked up to, and then I got to be around for a extended period of time. I got to play with those guys in Jahidi White, and I played in the Pro-Am League, and I started out playing with the team from Brooklyn. We were never that good, but then eventually I ended up playing with Kersey and the best team in the league with all the older guys. Were Claggett, and I'm the younger guy now. I'm still fresh out of high school, getting ready to go to college. And I'm playing with Jahidi and Claggett and Julian Winfield and all these guys. So I learned a ton just from all these guys.
Yeah, man.
And with you playing with guys like the Jahidi Whites, the Claggets, that era was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Great basketball. Man. Like I said, I feel like to me you wasn't as appreciated as those guys were. Maybe because they went to Jahidi White went to Georgetown. Right. Claggett went to SLU. Went to those big colleges that had that following on TV, the whole nine. But to me, I feel like people slept on Ronnie Bond. I'm saying, a beast. So playing with those guys, how did it feel knowing that you was playing with guys who may have at that time had more notoriety because of where they may have came from or what they were doing?
My thing was I knew everybody was going to be at that game to see those guys play. But I knew once I got to do what I do best, they'll know who I was by the end of the game.
So it was never no kind of like intimidation thing. Now it was just focus on let everybody know who my name is.
Yeah, once I got in, I knew if it came off the rim, I was going to go get it, regardless who was down there. My teammates, whatever, I'm going to get it. So
that's what's up.
By the halftime, everybody knew that. So
I remember we played Ronnie at JUCO, man, when he went to BAC with A. And I kept warning them cats. I'm like, dude, just foul them. Do not let that man go up. It's over for you. I seen this dude legit almost catch somebody in midair and dunk on him.
Man.
Like some crazy stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So
as long as you just put the ball in the air, you knew
he going to get it, man. That was his thing.
Outside of at Gateway, he couldn't because the ceiling would have just blocked him.
You ain't lying.
Hey, so explain to Stan because we told him our viewpoints of Gateway in the gym. Just tell him how small the gym was.
We had this really small gym and downstairs like a basement. And this old, I guess, German building. It was like they say a bowling alley years ago. So we're down there, and the ceiling, the rim's 10 foot. We had the regulation rim, regulation backboard. So the backboard is probably another 2 feet, 3 feet, and then the ceiling was right there. So literally, there were these like beams that went through, which probably was 12, maybe 12 and a half feet. I could jump and touch the beam that went through the ceiling. So
that's crazy.
If you shot a ball that was somewhat low, which you had to shoot it low in the gym, I still could go get it because I could touch the ceiling.
Ain't no floaters.
No floaters, nothing. I'm going to get all of that.
No arc and nothing.
I had to get out of there so I get my jumper right, man. I'm telling you, because you couldn't put no arc on that thing, man. I remember my coach of the 6th grade was like, yeah, I'm like, man, I forgot.
I ain't used to it.
It was all learned.
Low basement,
man.
Couldn't put no arc on nothing.
Nah, man.
So we actually had no home games or anything like that. We used to play at another gym and all. So.
Yeah, but here go the funny thing. We was undefeated when he was in the 6th grade. Beat everybody.
That's when I really was starting to come into my own.
Yep.
6th grade.
Yep. Y'all still weren't playing at that gym?
No, we played at other people's gym.
That's good.
Right. We played, what was that, Covenant? They had carpet.
Yeah.
Legit had carpet gym.
Yep. And Grace.
Yeah, Grace.
And Grace, too.
Yeah.
So you take a charge, it's a wrap. Don't do it. Shout out to Mr. Daines, our coach, man. Just drive that man crazy.
You ain't lying.
Hey, this legit like this basement floor with 3-point line in a lane on it in a half court. That's what we played on, and that's what we played on the championship game. Matter of fact, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because that was the team that everybody was worried about.
Yeah, man. Our basketball at that time was
unorthodox,
different.
man. It was so different,
and then
man.
when we had practice at, I think he was gone by that time.
Yeah, probably was.
We had practice at Salvation Army.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I felt like he was in an ice rink.
Yeah, when it was cold outside, it was cold inside.
That's Soulard.
Yeah,
man,
I know exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did a Salvation Army was the home games, but for practices, it was at Soulard.
Yeah, Soulard.
And they had the ice rink. Like,
they had the gym upstairs.
Man, it didn't matter how many times you try to mop the floor.
Yeah.
It didn't matter how many times you mop the floor. The floor, your shoes would be sliding. You couldn't have no kind of trash. You couldn't stop and go. No, you gonna stop
there playing ice ball.
For real, it was crazy, but we still managed to be respected. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely cool. A few comments here from, and you may know this guy, Rodney and B. Baker, Edward Sosa.
Oh, yeah, Bird. Yeah, Bird.
I look at a Bird. He says, ask Rodney where is little point guard. And I know you're talking about little Mike from Gateway Christian.
Oh, man, I just talked to Mike not too long ago. He's still at it.
Okay.
He said that he's coaching or training.
Well, he's training also, but with everything being shut down now, that's been put on hold. Yeah. Okay.
What about, I know you said that you haven't spoke with him in a minute, but what about DeMarco?
DeMarco, I haven't talked to DeMarco in a minute. So any of you guys that's still in contact with him, tell him holler at us.
The other smooth.
Yeah.
Right. Man, we always had a little rival going on.
Yeah.
Because he knew that I was like, coming into my own too, like you said earlier, and I was like that next wave, So he was him and Rodney was like that star, back in the day, and he knew I was coming.
I was telling my son about DeMarco. I said DeMarco was good, but he would let you know he was good.
So
they kind of rub people the wrong way.
Yeah.
But he could go. Yeah,
that dude was fast, bro.
And then tell everybody how before classes start every morning we have a nice scrimmage.
We in a hoop it before school. at lunchtime we in there, so they had to shut it down because we come in class all sweaty.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I got on y'all team. Because I was in the 5th grade playing on the 6th grade team. But I used to sneak down and play against y'all.
Yeah.
Like, man, I want to see if I can get in with them.
We have a comment from Marcus Robertson Payne. It says, best AAU fun playing with Hot Rod v Spirits.
Man, we had a good time those 2 summers. Yeah. I remember going down to Memphis for the Adidas shootout. And we went down there and put on a show against one of the top high schools from Memphis. Front line was like 6'10", 6'9", 6'5", and then guards was 6'5", 6'6". So we went in there and put in work.
So was there ever a time that you, throughout your whole basketball career, that you felt like, intimidated at all?
Not really intimidated. I knew I would go in undersized because me being 6'5", and I wasn't always, big and muscular, but I could jump out the gym, and as you see, my arms are ridiculously long. But I knew what I brought to the table, and I always had confidence in myself. It may have been crazy confidence because I played against some great players coming up, but at the same time, I thought I was just as good as the next guy. And I played with a chip on my shoulder because I felt I had to prove that every time I stepped on the floor.
So let's take it all the way back, like how they do with the documentary, how they come from 98 to 81 and 79.
Take it back to
so let's take it all the way back real quick. When did you start finding out your love about sports?
I didn't start playing basketball until really 5th grade. I always was a San Antonio Spurs fan since the late 80s, and that's because of David Robinson.
Yeah,
and I wore number 50 all my life. So that's when I really started playing basketball, focusing on basketball. He was the first left-handed player that I saw. So that's why I fell in love with him and the Spurs. So that's when I really started getting involved in sports and all that stuff. Of course, outside we play baseball and things like that, but actually playing organized, basketball was probably 4th, 5th grade.
Right.
We got a comment here from the St. Louis Trotters. It says, "What's up, fellas?" Says,
What up,
come on back, boss.
Yeah.
Oh, so you played with them?
Yeah, I played with the Trotters. Yeah,
you did.
Yeah, I played with the Trotters. That was like the tail end of my hooping days, but yeah.
Yeah, that's when he had the knee brace on.
So, so how long did you play with them?
I played with them, 2 seasons, I believe.
Okay. So, how did it feel knowing that every day you was a target in regards to basketball? Being that man in Gateway, when you saw the papers, Gateway versus whoever, the other team is knowing about you. How did it feel, being that target and then also knowing that you're representing Gateway and pretty much being the man in Gateway?
I really didn't look at it as a target. I just look at it, I had something to prove every time I stepped on the floor. Like I said, it was an opportunity for me to bring more attention to the school, more attention to, myself, and just, I was having fun at the time. So I really didn't look at it as a big deal. So.
And not explain, but tell us about your college years, man. What school did you go to?
Man, I verbally committed to go to Memphis. Larry Finch was the coach there.
Yeah.
When we played in the Adidas shootout with Marcus and the Spirits, I was on TV, letting them know I would love to come to Memphis, this and that. I have family down in Memphis, so I went on and verbally committed with Coach Finch, and then he got fired.
Yep.
So I didn't hear anything from them for a while. And then Tick Price took the job, but 2 weeks in that gap between me not hearing from Memphis at all, Bill Self and Coach Henson at Oral Roberts have been talking to me the entire time. They, all through high school, they came to games, and Bill Self was in the locker room and all that stuff. And when I talked to Bill Self, he told me exactly what I wanted to hear. And it wasn't anything like, you get playing time, this and that. He was like, you go have your A in class, and you can do this and do this. If you do it my way, then you'll be right where you want to be. It wasn't, like he was trying to sell me anything. He knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I wanted to go to the NBA. So he knew if you came in and did it how I need you to do it, I can get your game where it needs to be so you can go where you want to go. So we went and visited Oral Roberts down in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and right there I told him I want to come. And we signed on the dotted line and all that. So I ended up going to Oral Roberts University.
And how was that experience playing for Bill Self?
You know, I didn't get to play with Bill Self
Because
he ended up leaving. And going to the University of Tulsa.
Ain't that something?
And in my family, not really knowing the rules and all that stuff. If the coach leaves, you're not obligated to stay and all that. So we thinking, okay, I still know Barry Henson. He's taking over the job now, so everything should be the same way how they told me it should. He comes in, he's going to do it his way. So everything changes. So I go there the first year, and then they start talking this red shirt thing. I'm like, red shirt? What? Red shirt? And then, it's like selling your car. You can do this, and you do this, and you red shirt, and you sit out this year, and then you come back even better, and then you still have 4 years. But, that's not, it didn't work out how good they made it sound. So I ended up being at Oral Roberts for 2 years. I actually played that second year and ended up transferring. And then went to BAC at the time, Belleville Area College, which is now SWIC. With Coach Harrington. I loved Coach Harrington. Coach Harrington was the same as Bill Self. He'd stay on your butt. He'd say anything he needed to say to you, regardless if it was off the wall crazy. And I loved that because he wasn't just going to tell me what I needed to hear or what I wanted to hear. He was going to tell me exactly how it was, if it hurt my feelings or not. If he knew it was going to make me a better person on down the line. So I went there and I played 1 year for him. And then I actually signed with, I had all kinds of schools, but I signed with a small school out of North Carolina, Elon College, because I went there and I was like, okay, I'm back D1. And everything will line up how I thought it should be. And then I play a couple years there. I'm right down the road from North Carolina and Duke and all these schools. So in the summer, I stay here, and I get to play against all these top guys. So then I'm right on track. But my credits didn't line up with me leaving Belleville and going to Elon College. So things didn't work out for me to go there. So I ended up going to Union University down in Tennessee and playing down there. For a year, and then finishing up at Northwestern Oklahoma. So things didn't line up how I thought they would, but I wouldn't change a thing because I think it made me the person that I am today. And the work ethic and having to work through the adversity and all that stuff, and I think it made me better.
That's the same way I feel when I was playing, in my Jewish league. It's a lot of things you gotta overcome there. Being, right off the bat,
I'm sure.
The only tall one there.
It's like a drill sometimes. It made me wonder.
Right.
It truly did, man. It was crazy, but Coach.
Coach so-and-so.
Coach people talk to me, and He told me good, and he told me to remember this. He was like, if all else fails, you'll probably be one hell of an accountant. And I was like, well, damn, Coach. And that's when I knew basketball wasn't for me. I was like, It was the third season when I was, when our team that we were given was the Phoenix Suns, and being the only black guy, you got nicknamed Little Chuck, and I ain't like that.
Oh man!
I was like, oh damn.
So Stan,
gotta go.
So Stan, how many signs did it take for you to realize his career change is needed?
Hey, it was Little Chuck, because let me tell you something. I was a beast with them rebounds, but I couldn't. It just wasn't working on the putback, because I was like, bruh, really? I'm sick of this rim. Oh, got another one. I'm sick of this rim. I had like 12 rebounds in one game.
Hey.
Granted, they were all my rebounds. Rebounded myself. I was like, you know what? If anybody else gonna run your damn stats up, run them up yourself. So I was like, here we go. Here's one. Here's two. They was like, nice hustle, nice hustle. I was like, man, fuck all that. Why the ball ain't go in?
Right.
I did everything you taught me to do, Coach. Maybe if all this don't work, you can be an accountant. Turns out he was an accountant. So,
And the rest is history.
And there you go.
It was after that I was like, I ain't doing this no more, man. The letters was falling off the damn jersey. I was like, I'm back on. What? No, I ain't doing this no more.
Oh man.
At one point we were the Phoenix Sues.
Oh Lord.
At one point we were the Phoenix Uns, and we couldn't live that down. That's stuck.
But look, at least that he didn't go through what we went through in Gateway. Tell him
Oh my God.
about how we had different team sports and we had different names for our teams.
I want to tell me the story.
Yeah.
What was it? Different names and different colors.
Yeah.
So
Y'all just look alike.
I tell you, man, you heard our side of the story.
Now, I really didn't experience the different names and different colors.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Because he played once.
I caught it once, but I ain't catch it like they did.
yeah.
They caught it bad.
So,
when he told me.
for those who watch it from Gateway, shouts out
The
to y'all.
Eagles squirrel
But yeah,
status.
so
Hornets.
the basketball team, and shouts out to Coach Travis Watkins. I'm gonna ask you about him very soon. You already know. But Coach Watkins was a huge fan of the Charlotte Hornets. So even though our team colors was red and white, he changed the colors to the gym to being teal and purple. Now, didn't he have a big Hornets logo or something? It was something painted on the wall.
I think it may have been in the office. I don't remember it being in the gym.
It was. I thought it was something in the gym I saw that he painted really big, but maybe I'm tripping. But like I said, the walls were teal. Like I said, you would thought we was a Gateway Christian Hornets.
Right.
Then our baseball team by Mr. Audie Rankin.
Yeah, I didn't play baseball.
Okay,
so yeah.
right. So that team was the Athletics. So we had the Oakland A's logo, cap, jerseys, and everything.
So basically, the Christian school took the idea of the Jewish league. You're welcome, okay? You're welcome. It's like we're just gonna do a different sport
Right.
team for every sport.
Right.
Okay, so we'll be the
Playing homage.
athletics.
Yeah, there's things going on around here.
Crazy. So
When you played hockey, if it was there, you all were the Gateway Christian Rangers.
something like that.
Man.
Whatever team at the time that was
That
the
was
hottest,
popular, yeah.
or
The
they
Kings.
had
Probably
respect
the
for,
Kings,
you know,
yeah.
something like that.
Yo.
So I brought up Coach Watkins, man. Tell us or tell them how much he meant to you during your time.
Oh man, Coach Watkins meant a lot. I still work with Coach Watkins on a daily basis today. So he's been very influential, not just in my sports career, being my basketball coach, but he's also my pastor. He's a great friend. So yeah. I love him to death.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, I definitely say in my eyes, the best coach I ever had was Coach Watkins, man. He definitely pushed me. He saw something in me, and we had some fun years during my time,
Man.
in Gateway. So
So he was a coach and a pastor.
Yeah, he's but not at the same time.
right.
Go ahead, man.
Baker, didn't you coach in your past life? You coached a little bit.
I was never a pastor, though.
I know, but then you come in here all the time looking like a youth pastor.
No, that's you, my brother.
In training.
No, that is you, my brother.
Brother, let's not talk about the times you be wearing this chain with the denim jacket
One time?
and the J's. No, we done talked about it. Even Bishop called you a bishop. You were ordained by a bishop himself. You
a
can't deny it.
purple- You had a purple shirt from wherever that was from.
Church camp. Where I was a counselor.
Need I say anymore?
Where I was
Need I
a
say
counselor.
anymore?
There was a pastor on duty.
All
You
right.
just didn't see him.
Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with being a youth pastor, man.
Church counselor.
Nah,
You got ordained by the bishop.
church counselor. That's
You got ordained by the bishop.
hey, youth pastor is a prestigious position.
Is it?
Church counselor?
Oh, they remember us in the summertime.
Yeah, you cracking graham crackers on the line. That's all you good for.
Nah, we ain't eat no
Not
damn
graham crackers.
s'mores, brother.
Church counselor,
Not
man.
We had a
graham
full
What is your
cafeteria.
position as a church counselor?
Making sure,
Making a head count every 2
no,
minutes.
make sure they don't get out of line.
And that's the whole job.
We didn't really like the job. We were just there.
Hilarious.
It was a
Oh,
break.
man.
Now, once again, it's the platform Sports
Yeah,
Talk
yeah.
Show, your Wednesday night Sports Delight. I am your boy Smooth.
B. Baker.
Bishop B. Baker. See, triple B's. Look, it all just flows. It works together. Bishop B. Baker.
Big baller. Right. And we have special guests.
Yes, sir. Rodney Bond, man of many titles.
There it is. So, after college,
Did he just plug his autobiography or something?
did.
You hear what I said?
he sure
Rodney
did.
Bond.
and he used to it.
Many titles.
He used to it. So, tell us what
Coming
happened
soon to Barnes and
after,
Noble and Audible.
after college.
So after college, my last year in college at Northwest Oklahoma, I remember telling my girlfriend, wife at the now, but I was watching a show called Slam Ball on TV, and I was like, man, I want to play this someday. And me, you know how I am. If I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find a way somehow, some way. So I finished my eligibility to play ball. but I didn't finish, my degree at the time. So I ended up moving back to St. Louis and, playing in different Pro-Am leagues and all that stuff and men's leagues. So I thought I'd send, video to this guy named Mason Gordon, who was the creator of Slam Ball. They was having tryouts or something like that. So I never thought I would, hear anything back. Getting billions of, video and all that stuff. And he actually he didn't call me. He had somebody else call me. And they was like, we're having tryouts in Chicago. Do you think you can come up such and such time? And I was like, yeah, we drive right up. And 4 hours away. So we ended up driving to Chicago. And I go out there and all of the tryout was like basketball stuff. So this is what I do.
You ain't had trampolines at all?
No, it wasn't no trampolines or anything there. So I go there and, I'm playing ball, doing drills and all that stuff, showing how athletic. I put on a show up there. It was like, okay, we want you to come to L.A. in a couple weeks. You think if we pay for the flight, you think, man, that's all I need to hear. You all paying for it. I'll be there.
Right.
And the hotel and all that stuff taken care of. So I ended up flying out there, thinking I'll be out there probably a week, maybe 2 weeks just for the tryouts. I'm out there 4 months, the entire summer, in L.A. Slam Ball. And that was the second season of Slam Ball, which was, almost 20 years ago.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, almost.
Man.
So for those who may not be familiar, explain what Slam Ball is.
Slam Ball was a combination of, I guess you can say, football, basketball, hockey, kind of like a video game all rolled into one.
Throwing that trampoline.
You had
Gymnastics.
4 trampolines on each end of the court. They called them spring beds since they were the Olympic-sized trampolines. So there are 4 of them in the floor, right under the rim. You had 1 under the rim, 2 on the sides, and then the top one was where the free throw line would be. Mm-hmm. And then everything was set up like a basketball court in the setting of a hockey rink. Right. Because they had the plexiglass going all the way around.
Yeah.
Now, you can put the ball on the floor and dribble if you want, but as soon as you dribble, you're open to be checked, kind of like in hockey. So if you catch the ball and you pass, you can't get touched. Now guys are jumping off the trampolines full speed, trying to dunk the ball. All dunks were 3 points, and jump shots from the wood were 2 points. Now I played the stopper position. Now the stopper position is kind of like your goalie. He's the one that's under the rim. So when guys are coming in, he's jumping in the bottom tramp to jump and try to block the shots. So you're taking full contact every time down the floor.
Everything.
I definitely want to play this sport.
You got guys coming 30 miles an hour, full speed, 12, 15 feet in the air.
Yeah. Your timing was crazy.
It had to be.
Yeah. That's the one thing I was tripping off of when I was watching at the time, man, was the timing of it. Because you got to time somebody else's jump coming full speed off a trampoline of all things.
From the free throw line.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man, they throwing alleys and everything.
Yeah, everything. So you have to be aware of the guy behind you, the guys coming from the side, the misdirection of guys bouncing through to throw the timing off, throwing to the other guy coming from the side. It was crazy.
Yeah. I remember watching it, man. That was fun to watch, especially because, like I said, we've been knowing each other for forever. And I actually saw you before I knew about it. Yeah. Nobody told me you was
I never told anybody I was going out there to do it because I didn't think I'd be out there that long.
Yeah,
when I got to the LA tryout, it was over 1,000 guys there.
Yeah.
And then they had a draft and all that stuff. And
I was like, that's my boy. And I seen the name. I'm like, that is right. I'm like, man, I was actually living in Memphis at the time. And I seen it. It came on late at night for whatever reason. And I watched it. And then I just started watching every game after that. You know what I'm saying? So, that was like brown and white or maroon and white?
Orange and white.
With
the bouncers.
Yeah. So I was like, man.
The bouncers.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was a good concept with Slam Ball. And you still kind of participating in it now, right?
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff going on in China for the last few years.
Yeah.
They had a university team. So it was almost like high school teams over there in China. So it really took off over there. We went back and forth like, I've been to China like 5 separate times. So.
Yeah, I remember seeing you out there.
Yeah, so it was great times over there.
Yeah. All right, cool. So you were just sick, and you done been to China 5 times.
Oh, Lord.
It is not getting better. It's not getting better.
That was not in the time frame. So
okay, cool. I'm about to say, we don't know how long that stuff has been over there. He might be proof that we really are immune to it.
Nah, that's
Yeah, that definitely got shot.
So we have a comment from someone that you may know. Says, put your hand down. Your sister.
She always has something to say.
Oh,
Lord.
Shouts out to you, Rashonda.
Well, Shonda.
Thanks for sharing. Everyone else, please share this stream right now. Bring some comments. If you have questions for any of us, especially for the legend right here, Rodney Bond, go ahead and fire away. And we got y'all covered throughout the show. Who pushed you? Who motivated you to, get into basketball?
I was never pushed to get. I only played because my friends were playing. That's the only reason why I played basketball.
All us was,
I was always taller than everybody else.
Yep.
The only reason why I played is because everybody else was playing.
Was that the only sport when we was little?
It
Like bitty basketball?
It seemed like
Pretty
I
much.
don't think we had no other sport. We had no choice.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing I remember was bitty basketball.
So, like, how about like your parents?
They knew nothing about sports. Nothing. So I was like the one thrown out there. Okay, we'll learn from how Rodney does it. I was the first one to go to college and first one to compete in sports or anything like that. So all that stuff was new and it was foreign to all of us. So when I started doing it, all these colleges coming to the house and calling and all this stuff, I had no clue how to handle any of that stuff. And then we didn't have anybody to really lean on or talk to as far as how should we handle this. It was all new. I needed somebody like me, growing up.
Rashonda said nothing in regards to any motivation or who pushed you. Then she's also agreeing with you as well that it was nobody. It was just you. Was there someone that developed your skills to the level that you start getting noticed more?
Oh man, a lot of people I got pulled from and was able to talk to, but as far as growing up through high school, just Pastor Watkins, Coach Watkins at that time, he helped out. But like I said, a lot of this stuff was new. We didn't have the training like some of these kids have these days and all that. So I think I could have been a lot better if I had worked on my ball handling skills, my guard skills.
That was my next question.
I played a power forward center all my life.
Exactly.
And I don't want to sound cocky or arrogant, but I was great at doing it. So when I got to college,
it was a whole different thing.
It was, but once they saw that, okay, we get them a little bit stronger and bulkier, then we can use them in that role instead of me developing the ball handling, step out on the perimeter, being able to get to the basket. Okay, we're not going to waste time. We just go, he's stronger now. He's 250 pounds at 6'5", and he still can jump out the gym.
Right. So
we'll stick him down there and let him. He can handle his own. So I'm down there banging with guys 6'9", 7 foot. I'm 6'5".
Right.
But
You was a victim of your error.
yeah, I'm still blocking shots. I'm still getting put backs and all that stuff. But I'm not really getting as good as I should be. But I'm still holding my own. And then college flies by, and here I am bouncing around overseas, still playing power forward center at 6'5".
Yep. Because at that time frame, everything was about positions.
Yeah.
So as I say, you was a victim of your error. You never got to explore the whole horizon of what your talent could have been or anything like that because you always had to have that shelter of being a power forward or a center. That's crazy. But
Rashonda says, first one to just go for whatever he puts his mind to. Then got the strong emoji.
I was crazy enough to believe that if I put my mind to it, I could do it. I always thought, hey, the Bible says is God is for you. Who can be against you?
Exactly.
So when anybody will always throw these numbers out here and say, oh, well, this percentage makes it to play professional basketball. This percentage on. Man, I came from South St. Louis. We grew up in the hood. Lafayette and Jefferson, a small church building for our high school. We didn't have the attention or notoriety of some of these other larger schools, but I knew my work ethic was just as best as the next person.
Yeah.
Right.
I knew if I gave it 110%, I could do it, and at least I thought I could. So I knew I could play professional basketball. Sooner or later, I was going to work hard enough to get there. I knew I'd be able to become a professional bodybuilder. Sooner or later, I knew I was going to work hard enough to get there. I started doing mixed martial arts. my mindset, man, I'm finna be in the UFC
I
soon.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Man.
Jamie Price brought this up. Bomb was throwing hands too. So
Yeah, so
two questions: how did it feel being able to travel as much as you did to different, not just states but countries, and then what led you into MMA as well?
So the traveling aspect, I never thought I'd be able to travel that, but I always tell my kids, the kids I coach, teach, I said, man, even if y'all don't play sports, get out and travel.
Yep.
Get out and travel. Not just here in the States. It's great to get out your bubble in South St. Louis, Illinois, wherever you're at. Man, get out and travel, see what's around here. Once I got out of the country, it opened my eyes up to a whole nother world. I'm sitting there, I teach history class, so we're looking at pictures of the Great Wall of China and all this stuff. Never did I think in my life I'd be walking on the Great Wall of China. Then all these places that I'm seeing in history books, I'm there. So it opened my eyes to a whole nother world. So I always tell these kids, man, get out of your little surrounding, out of your little bubble, get out and travel. You have a much greater respect for what God has out here for you. Yeah. Now the mixed martial arts, shout out to my guy Jamal Barnes. He was my teammate playing slam ball, and he fought. He used to always talk up on me, man, Rod, man, you'd be a great fighter. You got size, you got long arms, you can take a hit. So Jamal, he talked me up on it. So when we finished that season of slam ball, first thing I did when I got back to St. Louis, I found a gym that I can go train. And it was a small gym in South County. It's no longer there anymore. A guy named Rick Thomas, 7 Corner Road. I went in there and I was like, man, I just want to learn how to fight and possibly, fight someday. And he didn't really know how serious I was about it. He was like, okay, come back tomorrow. Just want to let you know, sometimes guys don't fight until like after at least a year of training. I said, okay, I'm serious about it. I want to fight. And then I came back and I'm in there 6 months, maybe. And he was like, Rod, you think you're ready? I said, Rick, if you think I'm ready, then I'm ready to go. Next thing I know, I'm in the cage fighting. And I had never fought a day in my life. A day in my life. I've never had a fight. My first fight was in the cage.
I don't believe
that. With some guy.
I don't know why. I just don't believe
I mean, first of all, he's the biggest dude in the school, and he was cool. So who's going to fight him?
And quiet.
Yeah, he was
he was to himself.
Who's going to fight him? Yeah, I could believe it. It ain't like he backed down from none. It just wasn't nobody trying.
And I did win that fight. I knocked out in the first 49 seconds.
There you go.
Let him know. Let him know.
You was fighting in Bethalto, right?
Yeah, I fought over there. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when you first told me about it, because I remember you talking about working on your ground game.
Yeah. The worst part, I hate saying worst part, but the hardest part for me to make up was the ground game, because you got guys that have been wrestling all their life.
Yeah.
I had never wrestled a day in my life. So for me to make up years of training that these guys had in 6 months, a year, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
So my thing is to try to stand up as long as I could. If I can get a hand on you, I'm going to knock you out. But if you can take me down, most likely, if I can't get back up, we had trouble getting back up, then you probably go get me.
Right.
Now, we trained and did all that, but yeah, like I said.
You might take me down, but I'm going to put a knot upside your head.
Right.
You going to remember this.
I'm down.
I'm down, but you don't be hurt, fam. You ain't going to be like, I beat his ass. Right. Nah, I gave you good, solid punches.
Ain't nobody scoring over him.
And the only reason why I stopped, because I had the fight in Bethalto.
Yeah.
My mom and wife hated me fighting because my first few fights, it was knockouts, first round, knockout, second round. These are quick fights that are over. They don't have to worry about anything. This last fight that I had, I fought 5 times with a title fight against a guy who was a junior college All-American wrestler. So the thing was, don't stand up with him, take it to the ground. It went to 4 or 5 rounds. I did lose by decision, but we both were bloody, and it was what they would say, a good fight. It was a great fight.
Yeah.
But they was like, nah, this is not what we want to see. We can't sit and watch something like this, and you come out looking like this, and
And how old was you at the time?
Oh man, I was probably.
You in your 30s, right?
I was early 30s, yeah.
Yeah, so you starting in your 30s.
Yeah,
That type of event, man. That's crazy.
And I'm thinking, man, all I need is a couple more years, and we can get some pretty nice money off of this. They were like, "No, we not finna. We can't sit and watch this."
Because during the time that you were starting to fight, was that before the hype of the UFC came around?
That was like it was starting to get that rise. It was really picking up. Anderson Silva was big and making that run, and that's one of the people I used to watch. And Anthony Rumble Johnson. Those are the guys that I used to watch. So it was starting to really, really pick up.
What you think about it now?
I still love it. I can't watch it like I used to because I get that itch to go back over there, get the training, and I loved it. But that's something I quit. That I hate that I quit, but at the same time, I had to. Yeah.
You know what I just thought about? Can you imagine if he pulled a Conor McGregor through his shoulder at him? You see that shoulder? Yeah. Like, I've been sitting there this whole time. I was like, bro, during this quarantine, he could have made a killing going around opening people's jars of pickles and owls and stuff. Because let me tell you something. It's difficult. Be like, man, look, $1 per jar. Let's get it. Just don't close it back all the way.
Right.
Because then I got to charge $2 to reopen it.
Gonna open it again. I was saying, when he was fighting, like, you got to think about it. Who going to actually square up against him?
Probably Conor McGregor.
They ain't that crazy. Like you said, they going to take it to the ground. And, you know what I'm saying, he figured it out. I remember when he was going through it. And I never went to a match, but I remember talking to you a couple times about that, man. You was passionate about that.
Yeah, I was trying to make it happen. I was going to make it happen.
Yeah, you was. Yeah, facts, yeah.
And I see Rashonda says crazy. So, Rashonda, I know you watching. Thanks very much once again. What were your thoughts on seeing your brother fighting? And if you can also speak for the mom too. I know she had been hella nervous every fight that Rodney had. So let us know about the comments.
Sitting on the side like, doing a Rocky, throw in the damn towel.
This supposed to be an exhibition.
It's an exhibition, man.
So speaking of fighting, what are your thoughts? I know some people don't like his style. But with you being a fighter, I know it wasn't boxing, but just being a fighter, period. The style of Floyd Mayweather. What are your thoughts on how he fights? Because people don't like it. They say it's boring. It's whatever. It ain't. He should be more. He should be attacking more. But it's all about that victory at the end, right?
I think now I'm not a huge fan of his style, but you got to go what works for you. If you're somebody that's gonna be more productive with that style, or you got a style like a Mike Tyson. You got to go with what works best for you. You can't look to please the people all the time. You got to figure out what works for you. That's going to get you that win. So that's what it's all about.
Speaking of Mike, y'all see that video?
Yes. Yeah. He coming back.
Like still.
Coming back for what?
Charity.
Boy, look, let me tell you something.
Mike heavy in dispensary. He ain't coming back. He ain't coming back.
I don't know, man. He got.
Hey, if he heavy in dispensary, he looking like that? Oh, nah. Well, that's scary.
Well, he ain't gonna be able to pass for a fight.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, he ain't gonna box, brother. He might do something else, but WBO, he ain't doing that.
Hey, wouldn't that be crazy?
It would be.
If he came back cut at 53, not saying it ain't possible. Like, if you took the time to work on it, so it'll probably be like, what, when he's 55,
if you
come
look
back?
The heavyweight division now, he will murder them dudes. The way his style of fighting is, you know what I'm saying? And then there's a bunch of lanky heavyweights now.
What's crazy is
no compact heavyweights no more, for real.
Tyson versus Wilder don't seem like something that's too far-fetched now, because look at him. Bro, man,
that wouldn't be fair, because to me, I feel like Deontay probably a win just because of, his age and his prime and how he been rolling and everything like that. And then it's gonna kill Tyson versus Wilder, who the best heavyweight argument. It's like, well, he beat him already, so ain't he beat a 53-year-old man. Like, stop playing, man.
I don't even think he'll get that over on Mike. I think Mike will catch him one good time, be like, pow, that's it.
But you still
read that boy a bedtime story.
The thing about boxing is, I don't care how good you can hit, it's strictly conditioning first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Once them legs go, you done. I don't care how good you can hit.
Which is why I'm gonna say Mike Tyson gonna win. Wilder's legs had already went before.
Yeah, they did, but he fought a seasoned veteran that I knew was gonna win, and he know how to lean on him. He was bigger than him, and he figured out his weakness. Squaring up with him, that ain't gonna work
because he didn't have his gloves on right. Let's talk about it. We saw the video. That boy has some loose wrists.
Man, that dude had a lot of issues that fight.
Loose wrists.
He had a lot of issues.
Now you talking about Fury or Wilder?
I'm talking about Wilder.
Oh no, I was talking about Fury.
I know, yeah.
You know, he had
always,
loose wrists.
Yeah, he awkward anyway though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, that was beyond awkward. I ain't got no wrist bones. That's what that was.
yeah. I mean, if you look at his earlier fights, he always been like that though. It's just a weird fighter to watch, but he always get the job done. Even like you said, he came in at like 25% the last fight. You know what I'm saying? Still damn near won. You know what I mean? So that's why I said this fight, I knew Wilder was gonna be in trouble. Now he need to work on his balance, and he need to work on not doing all that pre-show stuff before the fight. You know, and then you gotta turn into a like boxing is tactical. That's why Floyd Mayweather is as good as he is. He study his opponents. He know how to attack them. He know how to frustrate them. Everything like that. Wilder don't have that. He just want to swing on you. So now you gotta learn how to box.
You know, it kind of reminds me of Corey Spinks, how he put on a concert before.
Yeah,
his
but Corey
fights.
wasn't no real. And Bird, I know you gonna be mad. That's your man.
Yeah.
Bird gonna be pissed with you, but Corey was not a champion.
Say it
again. Bird, that's his partner, dog. Like for real. Every
He'll
time
call in.
he would call up, hey, Corey having a party or such. I want to come through. Da. So you know what I'm saying. Shout out to his league we played in. Was you in the Spink League?
No, I didn't play.
You
No,
playing
no,
that? Yeah, I think you was overseas by then. Yeah. But we kicked it in that, man. But look, there you go right there. See, look. Hold up now.
All right, well, breaking news. Next week, I guess, is going to be... well, look at that, Corey Spinks.
Right.
Man. Let me defend myself on this show.
Right. But yeah, he definitely... I'll be honest, because we ain't had a fight in St. Louis up until that point, man. None I can remember, especially at that magnitude. But
when was the last time there was a fight here?
It wasn't nobody from here when it was. That's the thing. He was actually from here. That's probably the checker dog.
I remember that they had
a boxing match before that. I'm talking before that. Not recently.
Okay.
I'm talking about before that.
Yeah.
We hadn't had no boxing matches here.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if in regards to as big of a fight, yeah.
That's what I mean. And then you got to add the magnitude of he was from here. It was a championship fight. You know what I'm saying?
Being on Showtime or HBO, whatever it was.
Exactly. Because Floyd was here for that fight.
Yeah.
So,
did you have a certain theme song for your fights?
No, I just picked what I was feeling at the time. I'm a big fan of 50 Cent, so at that time I used to come out to different songs of his or something that really would get me amped or something like that going into it. But then once I got in there, they locked that cage and that bell rang. I was locked in, ready to go.
It got to be a crazy feeling to be locked in a cage with somebody.
Like, here we go.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing but modern day right now.
So you're thinking about it, it's either you or him. He's trying to knock you out too.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And it's funny because everybody's going crazy. This crowd is ridiculous. But the only person I can hear is my trainer, Rick. Yeah. Everything is kind of muffled, but I can hear his voice clear as day.
Yeah.
Like he was standing right there with me talking. It was crazy.
Yeah, I can believe that. I remember playing ball, and I don't care how much chaos it was, you could always hear the coach.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or you can feel him looking at you, or you looking over there like, damn, man, I know he mugging me right
Like,
now.
bro, I ain't gonna look over there.
Right.
I ain't gonna look over there. I ain't gonna look over there.
That's crazy,
I ain't gonna look over.
man.
All right, I'm gonna look over there. I'm gonna look over there real quick.
If you look over there, you can see man.
And what's his name again? The guy that
Bird.
Okay, Bird.
Yeah.
He says before that it was in the 60s in regards to
See what I'm
big
saying?
fights.
Yeah.
In the 60s?
He'll know, man.
Back when they used to come out there with the
I'm saying,
fight
check it
coats?
though, man, where Forest Park at.
Yeah.
Back on that.
Dome over there, like, you know what I'm saying?
The old St. Louis Arena.
Yeah, the old St. Louis Arena.
Used to come out looking like Magic Johnson with the furry coat.
Right.
Nah, well, you know, I guess in the 60s. I was about to say in the 60s, yeah, come out looking like Frank Lucas.
Yeah.
with the hat to match.
Right.
A brother died for spilling wine on this carpet.
Block that.
Blot, mother.
So going into a match, was the arena normally packed, sold out when you had the
Oh
fights?
yeah, it was from the fights that I had. I can remember them being sold out, and I remember one time, Rick, my coach, telling me they love seeing black guys fight white guys. So
I know I do.
we can get. He said we'll be able to get you on.
That's gonna be the bets.
Reparations.
A headline of almost any card if we can get somebody that wants to fight you at that weight. Because I used to cut down to 205. That's what I used to fight at.
Wow.
Light heavy. I didn't. No way I fight at heavyweight.
Heavyweight, yeah.
No way. Because I used to go over to Hit Squad over there and train with those guys, and they had some heavyweights. These guys 250, 260. That just go lay on you.
Right.
And ground and pound. I'm like, this is not what I want. Let me get cut down to 205 every time, and I can jump in there.
Give me a fighting chance. Well, you
my arm length and all that. Man, I can wear these guys out right here. So. So.
That's crazy.
How long did it take you to slim down that much?
Now,
And did that take your power away?
It didn't, because the crazy thing about it, I didn't have a problem cutting weight, which I guess that's why the bodybuilding thing is not a problem for me when it's time to prep for shows.
Wish I was like that.
But at the same time, my walk around weight was probably at that time about 230.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So I cardio up that up, and then I wouldn't stop eating. A lot of people think, oh, well, you just stop eating. No, you got to eat in order to maintain that muscle. So I still would eat, cut my carbs down low, and then up my cardio, and then slowly but surely it slimmed down.
Yeah.
Okay. It take about 8 weeks.
We got a comment here from Pam Farrow. She says, "Hey, that's my little big cousin.
Oh,
He is a beast." That's what's up. So, how long was preparation for a fight normally?
Now we normally would anywhere probably I get 3 months. Now it was one where we only got like 4 weeks event.
What?
Rick came to me, and I was already getting ready for another one, and they was like, it's one coming up, and they want to know if you want to fight this one guy. You've been training with him over here, but if you want to fight him, they say that they'll line it up. I was like, yeah, if you think I'm ready to go,
Beat his ass.
Right.
Whoop that trick.
Reparations.
Whoop that trick.
That's for betting purposes, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm taking the black guy 9 times out of 10. Why? He fighting with a passion.
Right.
He fighting for his ancestors.
Underlying story.
If he lose, he got to look his great grandma in the eye. You ain't doing that. You losing your Thanksgiving plate if you come home with a L. You better.
That's crazy.
What was the reaction from your family when you came back from a fight looking, busted open?
Now, that was only the last fight that I fought, that title fight. Now every other fight, the first one I had, my ribs were a little bruised because I took a nice kick, but like I said, it ended in 49 seconds. So
you ain't gonna feel that.
yeah, I wasn't really beat up or anything.
That's what it is. Even though it ended in 49 seconds, like, you gonna remember this fight.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm gonna take one of your ribs with me.
That's the whole point of fighting.
And my thing, I was like, I'm willing to take 2 if I can give you 4.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take 2. But you gonna take.
What'd you say, Stan?
Oh, yeah. Well, then, you know what I say? All right, but out of them 6 that was thrown, 33.3% was mine.
Exactly. Like I said,
This wasn't. It was
two type of fighters. There's the ones that fight for pain. There's ones that fight for injury. The one that fight for injury is the most dangerous one. You can win the fight. Somebody's like, oh, so-and-so's won.
But you gonna walk away.
All right, watch me go back to school tomorrow. You walking around wincing all day.
You all right? Yeah, man.
But I lost.
He's like, he good? Yeah, man. I just took a solid shit into
Deep
the
breath in. Ribs still came.
Oh, Ronnie Body here, present.
Right.
He got to raise the other hand.
Right. What's the left hand?
But like you said earlier, you was fighting when you was already in your 30s, though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah, catching a rib injury in the 30s. I remember my uncle threw his rib out trying to do something.
Yeah, your
brother was
you can yarn crazy and throw your rib out.
Brother was wincing, cutting the grass. I was like, yeah,
damn.
But I always took pride in, keep myself in good shape. And when I got to college, that's my first time ever lifting weights. So I fell in love with the weight room at that point. I just stayed in there. We go in there to train in college, and we in there an hour and a half. And I was like, man, this not enough. I go back to the rec center later on that evening. Yeah. I used to go by the Flex and Muscle Fitness magazines and look at the routines that Arnold Schwarzenegger and all those guys used to do, Lee Haney and all. Like, man, this is what I'm finna do.
And that's what about my next question. What got you into bodybuilding? So your love of the weight room, and then like you said, seeing the Schwarzeneggers and.
But I got to the point where
seeing the who?
Arnold Schwarzeneggers.
Playing basketball.
I'm like, hold on, brother. You gotta enunciate the A in that brother's name. You can't let that slide. I was like, hold up.
We just gonna roll on past.
We gonna roll our songs on with it.
Keep it going. I was like, I'm sorry, y'all.
Our song gonna start to roll right with it. Like, I'm with you, dog. I'm with you. I heard you.
I was like, hold
Right.
A reporter in LA almost lost her job because of that. Hold on for sure.
Nakers. Right.
The Nakers.
The LA Nakers. Oh, nah. You go out of here.
So she say naked, but he say Schwarzenegger, and we just supposed to think everything okay.
Right.
Man.
You better say what she said. His name is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. You gotta.
We cleaned it up. We should.
I would do me.
We gonna edit that on the YouTube channel.
Right.
I mean, we should be good. What they gonna get mad at us for saying that? Under what grounds? Try it.
Right.
So,
Y'all shouldn't be saying that word.
Stop.
Right.
That bill will never pay.
Never.
So continue, please.
So at the tail end of my hooping career, I'd had my left knee scoped, and I played, for several years after that. And then they were telling me, okay, you're gonna need your right one scoped now. Now at this point, I had played, with the Trotters, and I played with the St. Louis Flight and all that stuff. I'm getting cortisone shots in my knee just to play. Doctors giving me ibuprofen when I'm overseas. Doctors giving me ibuprofen, the extra strength ibuprofen.
Right.
And I'm just popping ibuprofen like candy, just so I can play. And I'm like, man, this is not the way to go. And then I come back here, and the last time I played slim, I won't say the last year because Mason always know if he called me, I'm gonna go play. But the last time I played. My knee was killing my right knee. The same knee that they say I should have scoped. It was like, okay, you probably shouldn't, do anything strenuous with this leg. You got to get it scoped and cleaned out because you pretty much bone on bone in both of them.
Damn.
I was like, I'll get it done before I leave. I was on the next thing across the water. I didn't get it scoped. I played another 4 years when they told me this. And then I got to the point where, it was getting to be too much. I was putting, too much, wear and tear on my body. And I got 3 boys. I want to be able to get out there and actually play with them, not, sitting on the side, telling them how it's done. I still want to be able to say, oh, I got a little left in the tank and be able to show them, I still can 360 windmill at any point in time. So when I came back from I keep saying it, came back from China with slam ball. But yeah, when I got back, now I was going to a gym over in Pontoon, Illinois, where I still go to this day. The guy that owns the gym, Ron Schaefer, he was like, man, Rod, you should try this new thing they got called Men's Physique. It's a new division in bodybuilding. It's not bodybuilding, so you don't have to get ridiculously, big. They're looking for a lean, athletic build, and you already there. So so every time I go in the gym, Ryan always, talking me up on it and want me to show my abs to the people that he's showing around the gym and all this stuff. I said, Ryan, you can't have me showing abs to the women with their husbands.
Rodney, show them your abs. It's like
what they gonna do? He an MMA fighter.
Right.
That sounds like a 90s sitcom. Like, Rodney, show them your abs.
Right.
Like, what?
So Ron actually taught me, like Jamal taught me up on fighting. Yeah. Ron taught me into getting into the bodybuilding. So next thing I know, he introduced me to a guy by the name of Brett Baker, who was a bodybuilder in the area.
Second cousin.
But he ended up coaching me, and next thing I know, 8 weeks later, I'm on stage competing at the Midwest Championship show that they have in St. Louis. So I did that show, and I came in 5th, which top 5 nationally qualifies you. I mean, you get to go to the nationals and compete to try to turn pro. Mm-hmm. Now, normally if you place 5th in a show, you're not ready to compete at nationals. But I wanted to see what the top guys were looking like. So I went up to Chicago and competed at junior nationals, got my butt kicked, but that gave me an idea, okay, this is what I need to look like, so I can turn pro. Now, I started competing at 35.
Trying to hit all the extra.
And I was like, okay, I'm only going to compete until I'm 40, and I'm going to shut it down. Because, I don't know how long I'll be able to do this. And I don't even know, nobody really turns pro that quick. It takes years to turn pro. That's what everybody used to tell me when I first started competing. you probably won't turn pro because a lot of those guys take this and that, and you're natural, and you. So you know me, I'm hard headed. So I just started competing, and one show turned into two shows turned into now I'm 20 shows in, but I ended up competing and I turned pro in 2018. So at that point I'm turning pro and I'm 39. I said I was gonna shut it down at 40. So I'm like, oh well, I can't shut it down now. I'm just getting started, and I'm looking my best now. So I'm 41 now and a pro.
Look at me now.
I'm gonna stop when my body say stop. So
there you go.
You go keep it rolling till the wheels fall off.
So for those who are trying to get to that shape that they want to get to, no matter what age they are, what are some good advice or some tips that you would say they need to start on doing first?
Be patient with yourself. Run your own race. Stop looking at Instagram and comparing yourself to these professionals or Instagram models, and so it's just kind of setting you up for failure, I guess you can say. So, like I said, be patient. Run your own race. Take your time. You don't have to rush into anything. If you rush and lose a lot of weight, then the chances of you putting that weight back on is pretty high. So if you take your time and do it the right way, the safe way, then I think you're going to appreciate it a lot more, and then you're going to do whatever's necessary to maintain that.
So what about, I know you have so many promotions going on, people selling like these like NutriBurst and this and that. What's your thoughts on that product? Do you use certain product for yourself?
No, I don't use a particular product. I think you should stay away from diet pills and all that stuff, because you could have some underlying issues that really could be a problem. But if you do it the natural way, like I said, you're gonna appreciate it a lot more when you do get to where you want to be. But it just takes time. I think a lot of, even myself, a lot of times we're not patient and we want it all, right now. But what I learned with the bodybuilder thing, none of this happens overnight. It takes time to put on muscle. It takes time to shape your body to look a certain way, especially with what I'm doing. So it's not going to happen as quick as we want it to happen. We're in this microwave society where we want it quick, fast, and then hurry.
Same thing,
That's not reality.
Sometimes you got to cook it in the oven, on 350
right.
for 15 to 20 minutes.
You got to roast it
or until golden brown.
Man.
And what is your advice in regards to meal prep?
Meal prep. I do meal prep. Sometimes I get into the habit where I kind of do it that morning, because if I'm doing fish for that week, I don't like cooking fish for a week and then eating old fish warmed up.
That is true.
So I think meal prep keeps you honest, keeps you from being in a rush and think, oh, well, I don't have anything right now, so I just stop at McDonald's and get a salad. You get yourself in trouble that way. So I think if you meal prep maybe 2 days ahead of time, that'll keep you safe, I guess you can say.
So if someone was to come to your house, they open up the fridge, are they going to start seeing Tupperware?
Not right now, but when I'm prepping for shows, you'll see the Tupperware in there, and a lot of times I had to clear out space for myself because, with a wife and 3 boys, they got all kinds of stuff in there. The boys got Oreos.
He got his own fridge in the garage.
My next question with the kids, and I'm pretty sure your wife helped you with the stuff, but with kids, especially how they snack and everything like that, like how hard is it to keep your discipline?
Oh, they eating healthy too. They eating celery sticks and carrots.
No.
Oh, wrong child.
Just not even that long ago. Like I told you, I was prepping for the Milwaukee Pro.
Yeah.
And we got to the point where we was, 7 weeks out before they said it's postponed, they say. But boys got Oreos and Chips Ahoy in the cabinet, and here I'm eating chicken and rice every day, asparagus every day.
Yeah.
So it can be difficult, but I think what helps me is the end goal.
Yeah.
If I know what I'm working towards and I see the results week to week, because I got a coach and we take pictures and all that stuff, and I don't see it looking at myself in the mirror day to day, but when he takes the pictures and then we look at last week and then we look at this week, I was like, oh man, my back did come in, my lower back, my lats, all that stuff starts to, change, and I can see it week to week, day to day. So seeing that change and then knowing the end goal, that helps me stay on point and stay focused.
Okay. Rashonda has 2 funny comments. He says earlier when I asked about you doing weights, she says, and then he starts lifting 1,000,000-pound weights on his legs.
Man, I seen one. He couldn't even get all the weights in his Instagram video because they was stacked up so much.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Now I don't squat as much because of my knees, but I can leg press all day long. Now it's a different type of weight with the sled and then having it on your back. But if I can load it up, then I feel I can press it. So we've gotten pretty heavy up there with close to 1,500 on the leg press.
Yeah.
And once again, let people know about where you work out at, and in regards if they want to maybe get heavy as a personal trainer.
I'm over at American Family Fitness over in Pontoon, Illinois. You can always Google it. You can check out my Instagram page. I am training. I do anything from strength to condition. If you want to lose weight, gain weight, put on muscle, you play a particular sport, I can get you right.
That's what's up. Then she says, I just be wanting him to eat cake with me.
Yeah, they always come at me when I'm getting ready for a show or something. Like my birthday was like when I was at the 10-week mark. Like my mom want to bake a cake. I was like, no, we not baking cakes.
You better take that red velvet cake and say thank you.
No, we was like we hold on to it afterwards, and then we'll bake a cake and we'll barbecue and all that good stuff. But right now we
gotta stay focused.
Yeah, we sticking to the plan.
Then she says,
hand me my celery with raisins.
Then she says, won't even eat a donut. SMH.
And she be sliding through with the Krispy Kreme and all that stuff.
Right, yeah. She loves her some Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
John's.
That's all you see on her.
Hey, that's the only person I know cut across traffic when she see that.
It's a wrap.
The light come on. Yeah.
Try John's Donuts. It'll change your life. Ooh. And it's local. They don't open till 4 a.m. So.
Damn.
They only open for like the day when people need donuts.
Yeah.
You come in to work, from 4 a.m. You have them donuts there. 12 a.m. Maybe a late meeting.
Right.
Donuts. After that, you don't need
people
donuts.
Over here on West Florissant,
it's real food.
They have a line from Krispy Kreme.
Oh yeah, I
Quick
don't
Trip. I'm like, are you
Saw
serious?
them accidents on 270.
My goodness.
Yep.
I've only caught the hot sign one time in my life.
Me too. I was at Burger King.
Some bull.
And I earned up that line so fast. Like, what? Hold on, man.
Hey, let me get a dozen fresh off.
I was at that Burger King down there. They so heavy with that.
Man. So let's get into your calling as a coach, man. What got you wanting to coach?
I love helping kids. I love helping people, but kids. When we were at Oral Roberts, I remember going to a juvenile detention center. And we were out there just, playing with the guys and all that stuff over there. And a lot of those guys, they drew to me more so than they drew to some of the other guys because I'm heavily tattooed and I look like them, I guess you can say. So I just talked to them and, like they were, us. I didn't talk to them like they were, convicts or anything like that. I talked to you like you was my cousin or something like that. So. Man, I thought, okay, maybe something to this. Now, I really didn't think I would become a teacher and a basketball coach. But, as things, progressed and I saw which direction God was leading me, then I figured that's what I need to do.
How many fights they didn't cause you to break up?
You know what? I always miss the fights. I always miss the fight. I always show up.
They was like, we gonna fight when he not here.
Right,
He'll
so
probably just shove us into the locker. Just,
Right.
come on, boy, if you don't get out of here.
At our school. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. He gone. Go ahead.
Right.
Hold on,
There aren't
he
many
shoot
fights.
like old dude off Extraction with the little kids. Just get out of here.
What school you at?
I'm over at Rivers of Life Christian School with Watkins.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, there aren't many fights, if any, but there was one fight this year. And
Call him out. No.
The girl came in. She was like, Coach, they fight. And there's never any fight. And I looked at her, I was like, they fighting for real? She's like, yeah, for real. I said, for real? And then by the time I made it out there, other teachers had brought it up.
That was your moment. You could have went viral. Teacher shoved student into the locker as he sneezes.
He was taking it back to his cage days.
But yeah, I always miss the fight. So,
Hey.
Man, I never missed a fight, and I was glad about that every time. Like
He be doing satellite reporting and bringing analysis
Right.
to
no, like what'll happen is a majority of the times I always catch the fight already in progress. There was one time I caught the fight as it started. It was like, "What's up? What's up?" I'm like, "What's about to happen?" Boom, bop. I was like, "Oh!" I was just looking. I was like, "Man, this is." Yeah, I ain't never seen this. I should probably go get a t-shirt. But then, like, what if they resolve it as I go seek help?
Right.
Like, so I was like, I'm just gonna wait, and then somebody else came.
You
They
gotta
fighting! I'm like,
you
I
gotta give
could
it
have done
that
that
30
too.
seconds.
Oh no, I gave it a good minute, and then somebody just came and yelled, "They fighting!" It was high school. It was early in the morning. We was full of energy for some reason. We had just had our soda. Look, we just had the soda and the bag of Flaming Hots. I don't know what that meant for them kids, but that was a source of energy, and they was off it.
They was on their Larry Johnson Alonzo morning then.
It was like, let's go.
Because ain't no way you getting hit for a minute.
I mean, well, it wasn't one-sided. They was going at
I mean, you going to be tired out in 30 seconds if you banging.
well,
Oh, yeah, that's some awesome kids. Me?
man.
Man, if I ain't got you within 30 seconds, you won. I'm not keeping going.
What's crazy is I'm sitting here watching, there's somebody yell, they fighting. I'm like, see, you know, I probably could have done that.
Right.
But then it's like, dang, man. Great times. Great times.
And what classes do you teach?
History. I'm a history teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
He teach the good history.
So how does it feel? Well, how long now have you been coaching, and how does it feel just being able to be that pretty much father figure to your team?
I just want to give these kids everything that was given to me over the years. Like being around Watkins, Mr. Thomas, Preston Thomas, who was at Cardinal Ritter. That's somebody I love to death. Every time I see him, I got to go speak to him, got to give him a hug.
Yeah, that's my man.
He always used to show up at, he was at a practice one time and ran practice, but he always used to give me, different words of wisdom, say something that, that always kept with me, throughout the years. So every coach that I've played for always, instilled something in me that, I'll remember for the rest of my life. Even though I didn't play for Bill Self, I still remember sitting in my house, in his office, and talking to him. So just little stuff, I keep with me, and I just want to be able to pass it on.
Mm-hmm. And I know that your son is playing along with Rashonda's son.
Yeah, but my nephew Keyshawn, he's more into the gaming and all that stuff. So yeah, I think he's gonna call it his basketball days quits now. So, but he's a pretty good, video game player. So, hey, he wants to really, run that race and do that.
And they pay him big for that now.
Yeah. It's I was telling his mom and my mom that this is actually something that he really can do now for a living.
Yeah, it's true.
It's realistic these days.
I just need all these kids of this generation to run my generation our thank yous. Because let me tell you something. That was us.
Yeah.
Sitting there, the reason we ain't stopped playing is because we ain't have enough money for a memory card, okay?
Right.
We couldn't stop. We ain't have no save point. Don't turn that TV off.
Man.
The power go out, you cry a little bit.
Hey, you wake up at 1 in the morning, make sure it's still on.
Right. Man.
Go back to bed.
No, you know the worst thing? When you sleep through a storm with the power went out, and you wake up and the clock is flashing.
Man, hurt.
It's like,
Be
bruh.
hurt.
Be ready to fight. I'm telling you.
Man.
Knock everybody out.
Man.
Like it's time for a whole new life.
Somebody gotta get hit.
So tell us about your team, the last season that you had. How your team been doing?
This past season, we came up short first round of the playoffs, but we were 19-11. So this was the first time we didn't have a 20-win season in the last probably 4 or 5 years. So we've traditionally had pretty good teams, even though our enrollment numbers aren't like some of the other bigger schools around. We've always been able to bring in guys that were athletic and pretty good. So.
And is the team named the Eagles or
Yeah,
someone?
yes,
Okay.
Rivers of Life Eagles, yes.
Okay, I had to ask.
Right, you already know.
It's
We don't know.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
It's the Eagle Doves.
That's
Rivers
what's up,
of
man.
Life.
So once again, legend in high school.
Yes, sir.
Then going to college, you had your travels, your adventures. Then MMA. I'm sorry, slam ball, MMA, I mean, is there anything else that you feel like you want to step into, and of course bodybuilding as well? But there's something that you like. I saw like, man, I want to go ahead and try to step into this too.
Right now, the bodybuilding is has my full attention, so I'm gonna rock with that. Like I said, until the wheels fall off. I'm starting to get into a lane for myself, and we're getting better every year. So I'm gonna keep running it and try to make it to that Olympia. Olympia is like the Super Bowl of bodybuilding. So I would love to be on that stage, not just be on the stage. I would love to win it. Yeah. And I think it's kind of unheard of for someone. Don't want to say my age, but it's more of a younger guys, sport. So
I feel like he would dominate in them little slap competitions, but at the same time, they gonna slap you back, and they be.
Yeah, but he probably win that one too.
Wow! Hey, it's that one big dude. Slap that dude. Hat off.
Yeah, I seen that.
13 strands of hair.
40 though.
Hey, when he came up, I was like, this ain't even fair.
I was like, why they even messed them two up together, man?
He about to kill this dude. Like, all the powder came off his face.
Yeah.
It's like that was dead skin cells. Like, he hit him that hard.
Man, that pause what got him too.
Wow, bad. Oh, bad.
He looked like, okay. I was like, nope, you finna mess you up.
Dead. Right.
Did you see the one with that one dude who just had the abnormally large biceps?
Nah, I ain't see that one.
Looking like when they used to pump air in the tires on animations and the lumps used to go through. That's what his arm looked like. It looked like one of the lumps. It was like, what? Looked like a lump of air on his arm.
A lump of air.
Man, have you ever competed against somebody that has surgical enhancements for that?
Now, if I have, I haven't. It wasn't noticeable.
Yeah. I just thought about that when he said that.
Gotta make it look real, man.
Calf implants, bicep implants.
I've heard guys do it, but that's ridiculous to me.
Right, yeah.
What is that implant made of for a full calf? The calf is a muscle.
Right.
You getting the muscle.
Right.
You getting the rubber muscle? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So many questions.
Yeah, so many.
So
are they injections? Like,
this is something that I've asked our guest during that time frame when it happened. But your thoughts on Kobe and the passing and the effect that he had on you?
Man, it was unbelievable. I remember where we were at the time. We were working out at the gym, and then it came over to the radio. The stereo. They stopped the music and all that stuff, and then they said something about the helicopter crash, and we looked at each other and we was like, did they just say Kobe? And then somebody else came from the front and was like, man, Kobe just went in a helicopter crash. So it was like everything paused for a second. We was like, are you serious? It's certain people that, to me, you think live forever.
Yeah.
Like I don't expect Michael Jordan to die. Didn't expect Kobe to die. These are people that you expect to see old walking around. Like some of the players that we saw when we were young. Now it's crazy to even think.
Yeah. So when you hear all these comparisons, the Jordan and LeBron and Kobe, like where do you stand on that?
I hate the comparisons. You have three great players, the three greatest players that have ever played. I don't see why we have to compare and say who was better than the next. I think you have. Now, I think Kobe was the closest that we see
to Jordan.
To Jordan.
Yeah.
From play style, everything. I think LeBron is a totally different type of player.
Yeah.
But I think all three of them were great in their own right. So I don't see why we have to say he was better than him. Let them all be great.
Yeah. All right, so we have our segment with B. Baker.
That's right.
Formerly it was called Keep It 100, but now it's called
Keeping It a Buck, Getting Baked. So first of all, I want to shout out to Rodney for I had messaged you about this not too long ago. Beat me in the 7-Up slam dunk contest. Took my one moment of shine I could have had at UMSL. But nah, bro. So first question I want to ask you: who was the first person to ring your bell, if any, in MMA?
In MMA, oh man, it was in training. I don't even remember his name. It was a Mexican guy named Hector.
Yeah.
Now Hector was.
They all named Hector.
Don't get the point. Not the day of the Cinco de Mayo. No, you didn't. You know my girl half Mexican, man. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
we used to always spar together. Now he would take time off from the gym and he'll come back out of shape, but his hands were quick as I don't know what.
Yeah.
And Rick would be like, Rod, you want to spar with Hector? And I was like, yeah, I'll spar. And Hector be like, Rod, take it easy on me. I haven't been in here in a while. Man, I don't want to hear that, Hector. He get in there and bing, 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 bing. And Hector used to wear me out. But he helped make me better. And like I said, I was willing to take some hits to give some hits.
Right.
But Hector was so quick. I couldn't touch him.
Yeah, everybody got their one, man.
Yeah.
So the most famous one, usually what I lead off with, but I want to know that one. But what's your most embarrassing sports moment? Keep in mind, we went to school together, so if you don't say the real one, we're going to ask some people.
Man, embarrassing sports one. I don't know. I've been dunked on a few times.
That was going to be my next question.
So I'll save that one. So let's see. Embarrassing. I don't know. I can't think of any embarrassing sports.
Not on the playground.
Not on the playground.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't slip on the rocks back there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. You definitely
That's what everybody caught an L
we all, slipped on the rocks.
That metal slide was the worst thing that ever happened to Gateway Christian, dog. Besides that,
metal slides was lit. Y'all tripping.
No, we had slides that was kind of like, it was like one in the corner by the fence, and it was like a red slide that was like the elite slide.
Right.
So it was like the little. I don't want to say it like what I want to say, but the little kids that wasn't athletic enough to get on the good slide, they got on the little metal slide. This slide was so slick. It was a big flat ironing board looking slide. Yeah.
I know. We had it in my playground, and it just inclined so fast. If you don't catch it coming off, you done.
But you had the bad kids try to run up the slide.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, we tried to do that too.
Woo, busted noses, broken bones, like, man.
And it used to get so hot during the summer.
It's so hot, yeah, so you burn it up,
Man,
bro.
you got to have a towel on when you slide down that thing.
Yeah, because you're going to have all skin coming down that road.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
I was like, why did I wear shorts again?
Man.
Keep coming to this slide.
Bruh, yeah. Shout out to that water fountain at the corner of the school, too.
I remember the first time I made it up that slide.
Man,
Boy,
that was the hot spot.
That was the hot, man.
That was the hot spot.
They had the little alleyway down
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. We was back.
And then, people always wonder what was down that alley. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You know, those houses on the side, then you had the long alley going.
Well, see, the neighborhood changed so much, it's hard to say now. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah, Lafayette Square, yeah.
It's crazy now that I could drive by and see it.
Yeah, because it's houses now, so it's different. It ain't the school no more.
Right.
So, but yeah, okay, so getting dunked on. Anybody we know?
Man, you probably so. Big Rudy, James.
Yeah.
Williams,
James, shout out to Rudy.
I remember playing over at ROTC years ago. We was on the opposite teams, and it was a span where we went back and forth dunking on each other. It's like 5 plays back to back. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
We was just dunking on each other.
Yeah.
Coming help side late and missing it. Just kept 2 hands. Boom. And I'm thinking, I'm finna go back and down and get it. And I think Mark Johnson was my point guard during that time. I was like, Mark, come on, let's go. Get the ball out. We finna run.
Yeah.
Just take off. Mark, throw it up. I'll go get it. Boom.
Yeah.
But Kamon Green, I think he went to.
Kamon was on my AU team with the coaches just checked in. Yeah, Kamon was crazy, man.
I didn't know who Kamon was when I first played against
Illinois, bro.
He was about 6'9", could jump. Man, we dunked on each other several times.
Kamon played just like Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah.
Man.
But I think the worst one, one of my guy Torrey King from Dallas, Texas. We were playing and
you said his name Twerk King?
Torrey.
Okay, all right. Okay. Hold on, wait, say it again?
No, Torrey.
All right.
Yeah, let me clear that.
Yeah.
Enunciate on that one.
All right.
But he drove down the middle.
All right.
I was going to say the Twerk King. That's the most embarrassing moment.
I was like, okay, so we get why it was embarrassing.
Yeah, hold on. They go back to the most embarrassing moment there. Hold on.
So you get dunked on by a brother named Twerk.
Man, 2 hands done, you go down. Hey, that's what you do.
I would never call another grown man that.
Hold on, man. Run that back, man.
No way.
All right, cool. All right. Make it soon, man.
Twerk King.
I had to make sure, dog. Oh, man. That would have threw me all the way off, man. I ain't gonna lie.
But the one thing with being dunked on, you don't want to fall down.
Oh, yeah, you can't fall down.
He drove down the middle.
Special Turkey.
Now be late on the help side. I'm still thinking I can block it. But I miss time to jump, and he dunks with one hand. I fall down, and then everybody just go crazy. You know,
it was in a real game.
Yeah, it was a game. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I fell on. I was in 10th grade. And Rudy dunked on me too. Rudy dunked on me junior year. But dude, I can't think of dude. James something with the Berkeley. You might know him. He was in your year. He went to Berkeley though. But yeah, so yeah, I know the feeling, brother. But so my last one, I'm gonna just ask you then, sports related. With all these sports and all these places you've been, and did you play for Globetrotters too?
No, I didn't. I supposed to try out, but I didn't.
Yeah, because I know you said PT, so I was thinking about that. But what was your most challenging experience as far as sports?
Most challenging experience.
Jobbing a few questions.
Right.
My most challenging experience. I think going from high school to college, from college to playing professional sports, just translating the speed of the game from one to the next, and just adjusting my style of play to so I can be successful at each one. Yeah, I think that was it right there for me.
All right.
We have a comment from your earlier question about seeing your competitors and injecting themselves, or if they had any kind of surgical enhancements going on.
Oh, what up, Will? My coworker. What up, Will?
Willie says, I've seen photos of people with injections.
Right. That's what I was saying. I seen them, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that, and I was just like wondering if they competed like that, because that's cheating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it is cheating, but if I guess if it's done correctly, then you can't tell.
So we had a conversation last week with Coach Ryan Johnson, and we talked about going to state, and CBC could have played the V, and that would have been a crazy game. During that time frame, Larry Hughes, Tatum, and like I said, the V. Then when I went to the V in high school, we almost had a date to face off against Gateway Christian. What happened in regards to the reason why that didn't go down? Because that would have been crazy.
And it's funny, me and Lil Mike was just talking about that when we were at SLU watching a couple games over there. Honestly, I don't know what happened. Because we did have a date set and all that. That was, the height when Gateway was, ranked among all schools in the area, which you never ranked a small private Christian school that's not affiliated with Missouri Sports, Athletic Association, with other schools. So we were ranked in the top 5 at one point. But I don't know what the actual what happened with that, because we did have a date. But I do look at it as it wasn't a win situation for Rashawn, because if you guys won, everybody said you're supposed to win. It's a small Christian school, you guys supposed to be better. But then if you lost, then you lost to the small private school where you all probably have more kids in your one class than they have in the entire school. So, yeah. But the thing about it, the team that we had that year, we played with you guys all through the summer. So what I normally see from small private school Christian schools teams that play against like public schools, the fear. There was no fear. We used to play with Lamont Bonner and Big Rudy all summer long. We were on the same AAU team, so we knew those guys. There was no fear there. It would have been a great game. I know that.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. Cause I think that was during that time when I was just promoted to the varsity team. Yeah. So I was like looking forward to it. Like, oh, you about to play my old school.
All right, go back to the crib.
Man, this is gonna. I think it was set up to be at the V, right? Yeah. So that would have been awesome.
Yeah, I would definitely went and watched that game.
Yeah. So once again, it's the Platform Sports Talk Show. Yeah. Another great episode in the books. Yours truly, along with
B. Baker
and Stan, baby,
and special guest
Rodney Bond, man of many titles. Glad to be here, fellas.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
all right, so
he keep dropping his name. I feel like at the end of the show, my book will be available for pre-order.
We may need to work on that
at 11:59.
Right.
Let's make that happen.
We also have the Audible book,
right,
narrated by Morgan Freeman.
It'll be on your Kindle.
All right, so this to be the first show since he's actually seen it that we can, get him into the conversation more. The Last Dance this past week we had episodes 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Stan, I know that you started watching everything. Beginning on was that 3 and 4?
Oh no, I went all the way back.
Okay,
I
so
watched everything.
Leading into these past week shows, thoughts on The Last Dance?
It was a lot of shiesty stuff going on. Man. In 1997, I'm just like, oh, damn. Like 97, 98. If none of that would have happened, there's no telling what that Bulls team would have done. And that just really hurts. But I just need the record to show 6-0 in the finals. That's
all that matters.
That's it.
Never
Draymond, get out of here.
Yeah.
Draymond, get out of here.
Right.
Nope. Never.
I was up 3-1 partner.
Done by 6.
What were your thoughts on Dennis Rodman?
And
what he did during that season to have a little break for supposed to be 48 hours, ended up being longer than that.
I don't even think they stopped counting the hours. He was just gone. I was like, all right, so how long was he gone?
Jordan had enough.
Jordan was like, he ain't coming back.
Corn Electric out, kick Corn Electric out. Like, hey, look, she had to get ready hide behind the couch and everything.
She didn't want Mike to see him.
Right.
Shoot.
See her regular face?
Man, look. You take away all of that, and it's just the way he broke down how he would read the way the ball would come off of the backboard.
There you go.
Off of
That's
the
one.
rim.
Yeah.
Off of that, I'm like, oh yeah. There's no. At this point, there's no doubt in my mind that they wouldn't have done. They wouldn't have gotten those rings if Rodman didn't do what he did.
Right.
Like, plus he was already a champion coming into that.
Yep.
Because he just picked up the game. That's what's crazy about it. That wasn't his main goal. He just picked us up. He wanted to go to school, graduate, go about his business.
Yep.
Because we discussed it last week how they showed videos of him in college, and he was a beast.
Yeah.
Beast in college. He said he was putting like 20-something and all them rebounds.
Well, that's to his point. You got to reinvent yourself and pick it up and change. If you don't, you're going to get, there's plenty of scores. There's plenty of athletes, you know what I'm saying? So, to his credit, he reinvented himself several times, even in the NBA, you know what I'm saying? So, I give him his props on that. And I also big up Phil Jackson, again, for dealing with that multitude of personalities. Even when they broke down on the bus about gambling and, John Paxson was like, we was up there playing for $1. You know what I'm saying? They was back there.
Like, why you want to play with us? Because I want to be able to say, I got your money in my pocket.
Yeah,
now, Mike, goddamn, brother. $1 million?
Hey,
Millions?
Not a problem, bro.
Hey, $1 million to him was like 10 cents to us.
Bro, what was funny is somebody...
Still $1 million. You could do a lot with that with a lot of people, man. Like, spread that around. You know
somebody posted something else like, how much you want to bet I'll stop gambling?
Right.
So you feel he did have a gambling problem?
Oh, without a doubt.
They ain't even scratched the surface on that yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I really feel like these next couple episodes are gonna this is what he was worried about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he got a big time problem. The fact that he was in Atlantic City during the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why they felt like they lost the first 2 games to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? That was documented. I remember they put that out there. So you look at the reason why he played golf is so he can gamble. It wasn't because he just felt like he wanted to pick up another sport.
That's where that $1 million came from. Off the golf course.
Yeah, he definitely got a gambling problem. You know what I'm saying? Him and Charles Barkley was well documented on that. You know what I mean? So, but as far as everything else, I didn't know about the I can't think of the guy's name, but the politician that he backed up.
Harvey Gantt.
Yeah. So that situation, I can see why people got upset, but then at the same time, when you look at a player, a person
you see it
like Michael Jordan, I ain't defending him. I'm just saying, with you being a private person, and Rod could probably attest to this better than me, when you to yourself and you don't really want to get involved in a lot of stuff, you kind of like just like, man, I just don't really have an opinion. And you make a statement like he said, and it get misconstrued the way it did. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, well, Republicans, watch basketball too. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why a lot of us would be upset, like, word, that's how you feel? He's just probably like, no, I'm just not voting for either one of them. You know what I mean? So I feel like they should elaborate more on that story. But it's just like anybody else, man. If you dig deep enough and you look hard enough, you see the imperfections in anybody. So it's just showing the human side of him. And shout out to Shanika Haley Stark. She brought it. Me and her was texting the other day, and she was just like, I actually like Michael Jordan more now because it showed the human side of him. I didn't like him before this, you know. And I was like, wow, because I know she never cared about Michael. She a big basketball fan, but she don't say nothing about MJ. So I think that part of it is starting to bring more people around too. But we got some more episodes left. So
And Tay was saying this during the show, during the Last Dance, like he stayed in his lane.
you're right.
You know, he wasn't trying to be like Muhammad Ali. You know, he wasn't that that deep into it, and it's not a fault of his own. But you know, he knew that he was about basketball.
Yeah.
You know, he was the ambassador of a new thing. We old Larry and Magic gone. The new wave. He was that new wave, and he wanted to stick to that.
Right,
And you can't blame a guy, you know, because the politicians wanted to use his likeness.
Yeah, against him.
You know what I'm saying, to bring people together to vote. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically, they ain't going to admit it, but that's basically what they did, was that they just used his fame because he's Jordan. He was, I think he was born in Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So he had the roots, but they wanted to use the popularity, you know, to get that extra vote in.
Right.
So, like I said, like Tate was saying, he's staying in his own lane. You can't blame someone for wanting to stay in his own lane.
You're trying to make him be something that he not.
Yeah. Your thoughts so far on The Last Dance?
Oh man, I've been loving every episode. I love docuseries. Get to see more about the background stuff that, like, a lot of us, we know all this stuff, but it's a lot of the stuff that's the background stuff. Like, we had no clue that was going on with Jerry Krause running break the team up just because of an ego thing.
That boy put
all
his
kind of stuff. Yeah.
eggs in the Tony Kukoc basket.
Man.
How many times did you hear them say Tony Kukoc?
Kukoc.
Yeah, that must be up. I never heard them announce his name in the Olympics. I remember seeing the highlights, but I never seen that part.
Man, and then even the story about how Mike made sure that he ain't mess with his money. That was dope.
Oh yeah.
So yep, cover this up with the good old
The
American
dopest
flag.
part about that was that practice when he just went off.
Guess you shouldn't have pissed him off, huh?
Man, went crazy. I never saw that. Even on the Dream Team documentary. They ain't show that part.
It's just the way that Magic said it too. He was like, what? I want to see Ed Jordan.
That's what to me.
I don't know why I said that.
Is his competitor, like, it's unmatched.
He knew how to find ways to motivate himself.
Yeah.
Like he said against the Blazers, they heard Drexler is the closest thing to Jordan. He heard that.
Y'all about to see.
Right,
He was like, yeah, you know what I'm gonna do.
35 in the first half.
Then
Stop playing.
against the Suns, they said Marley, you know, he can stop people.
Bruh, this man had 50-something points in the paint.
Dude averaged 40
To the
something points a
cup.
game in the
Yeah,
finals.
he to the rim all night. Like, I'm shaking past you regardless of what you do. That's crazy.
If you heard something about a certain player or whatever, take him out the next game. I'm gonna make sure that can't no one measure up to me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you got this, I'm gonna take you to the hole. Like what the Knicks series, you know? It started off bad, like you said, but they won 4 in a row after that.
They foiled him after that.
You know, it was just how he was able to get motivation from anything, anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To put him over the top. This is crazy. And it's the stuff that you miss nowadays in regards to just having that certain drive. That's why I always say, can no one be better than him in my eyes, because of that drive that he had, that little motivation that people may not see, you know, may not matter to them, but to him, he took it like, if I lose against this guy, he might was in my life. Like, that's how he took
They're
it.
the worst people to compete against. Anybody that's willing to die for their respect, it's a wrap. Like, if you can't match that, you might as well don't even step out there.
Yeah.
For real.
It's good to know that all these years later, he was like, we have a clip of Isaiah. Oh, it's bullshit. I'm like, dang.
That was funny.
Well, that ain't never
funny,
going. I was like,
And it was good that they cleared up. Well, they ain't clear up, but they kind of expanded on the fact that it wasn't just Michael Jordan that kept him on the Dream Team.
Right.
yeah, he had a problem with everybody.
And then it was the bad boy image that they didn't want to have on Team USA.
Yeah, because you represent your country at this point.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And then you think about it, I mean, truthfully, John Stockton had better overall numbers. Even he didn't have the rings, we know that.
Yeah.
But just as a better as a better point guard at that time, Stockton. And who else was it? It was Stockton and who was the other point guard? That was and Magic. There we go.
I'm like,
Stockton and Magic. You can't get minutes playing with them.
Nah,
it ain't gonna happen.
Nah.
Then you have Pippen who can play point forward.
Yep.
You know, Jordan. You know what he gonna do.
Yeah.
So it was just hard for him. He met the criteria, but he just had other guys that you know were at that time better than you.
I feel like KJ was better than John Stockton at that time.
Ooh,
personally. 92, KJ was murdering.
He was tough, yeah.
Yeah, Mark Price was up there. It was a lot of good ones. I think they picked the best team point guard as far as John Stockton.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But
it was a joke to have Later though.
You can't have and then you can't have all black guys go over there too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So Mullen was a beast. Bird, we knew he was gonna make it, but I think John Stockton, I feel like you said, the numbers were better. But the honest to God truth to me, I think KJ was a better point guard at the time.
I mean, he was definitely a beast.
Yeah.
I like how B. Baker says you can't have all the black guys go over there. I was like, I sure can't think of the last white person I saw on the Olympic team.
Man.
Sure, I recall it was a time in the
was
early
Kevin
90s.
Love on the team?
No.
Is he the last white person? So who the white person on the team? Is it one?
Not even just white, just other. Like nobody else, just all black. Like it's all black every time.
Yeah, I was going to say that it was a period of time
from America. What you gonna have
for in the 90s.
Like, now wait a minute.
They gonna have to call.
Spain had Serge.
Right.
Serge Ibaka played with Spain.
Cause isn't that where he was?
And they almost got us too.
Sure
No, he was from the Congo.
Right. But he played.
He got like other citizenship though. For whatever reason, he got citizenship over there too. So yeah, that was crazy.
And I was gonna say, just for a stretch of time in the 90s, teams like the Lakers and the Knicks didn't even have white guys on their team.
Yeah, it was a little stretch, especially the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spurs too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spurs work.
I remember at one point the only white guy they had was Vinny Del Negro.
Del Negro. Yeah.
And his name is Del Negro. We got all these black people. Hey, we got the one guy. Hey, bring over Del Negro. Hey, you do know that in Spanish. That all right. I'm gonna let you.
My last take is, how foolish or silly or regretful does Adidas look right now?
Yo, Adidas been messing up since the jump. They lost Mike. They lost Kobe. They lost LeBron. Because remember, LeBron was rocking Adidas in high school.
He so was.
Lost him too. It's like, y'all 0 for 3. They're like, and then they got Derrick Rose, which was cool. Because I guess that was their redemption of a Chicago player.
Well, first of all, look at the shoes they was putting out, though.
Hey, D-Rose shoes wasn't bad.
Shoes, probably the worst shoes I ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was bad. They fixed them around Derrick Rose. Whoa.
Those one colors were terrible.
They're like a
No, you look back, not looking at the crazy ones now, the colors were just bad. You put the right color on them?
Not the ones. No, we ain't talking about the
Which ones we talking about? No. They're the crazy ones, and then they're the crazy 8s.
No, not the crazy 8s.
No, they've deemed that one. They deemed that
style. You can make that look good.
No, they call that the crazy one now.
No,
actually,
no, ain't no actually.
If you color in the stripes, it can work.
Nope.
There's no saving that.
Nah.
What they call them? The Stormtrooper. That's when you know it's bad.
No, that's the color scheme.
Oh, okay.
But they wouldn't put that on nobody else's shoe. Stormtrooper.
They'll put a Stormtrooper colors. They put it on LeBron's and called it graffiti because they put something different in the sole. Because it was something different in the sole. I bet. I guarantee you they will. And we really can't talk. They put button brand on LeBron's shoes for Space Jam.
Nike don't even know what a Stormtrooper is.
That's a TV show.
You only know because you hang with old heads.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch. That's Star Wars for life. That's a stretch.
You only know because you hang with people like us.
They've been having Stormtroopers in every Star Wars, bro. What you mean? Every Star Wars got a Stormtrooper.
Now don't even look like that no more. That new Star Wars, I can't even watch that.
That's because that was one person. The Stormtroopers are still in white. There was that one.
People to see that first Star Wars, I was like, you know what? I apologize. When I was younger, Star Wars was lit, man. I don't know what this is. I'm sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about. That man Han Solo died. I'm like, what? By your son's hand.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
I'm
but
sorry if y'all ain't seen the
he
movie.
also was
Spoiler
like
alert.
75, 80 years old. That ain't the Han Solo I know.
I mean, what you expect him to be all chipper and stuff?
just
You
saying.
get old, fam.
I know, I get that. Chewie didn't even sound right.
Yeah, Chewy.
I'm pretty sure the first Chewie died, didn't it?
Chewie was old. You can see his whiskers hanging all soggy. And
It's been like 30-some years.
what's wrong with Chewie?
It's been like 30-some years. We don't look the same.
Man, they ain't the Billy D. Williams Chewie, man. That's this. I don't know which one this one was.
Billy D. Williams in the money.
Chewy.
Right. Man.
Oh man! All right, y'all. Sorry for the different angles I here. Lost the.
Right, I'm like Smooth losing his mind over here.
Nah, I'm just trying to get everything reset. So bear with me. That's the producer in me trying to make sure everything is better than how it was. All right. So once again, the Platform Sports Talk Show. Yours truly, along with
B. Baker.
And stand, baby.
special guest.
Your boy Rodney Bond.
And now on the line, we got. Make sure I get in there. There we go. About to get the volume right for. But now on the line, we got Joe. How you doing, Joe?
How you guys doing? Good. How are you?
Man,
What up, Joe?
we doing well, man. How you holding up right now?
I feel like I'm starting to get a little stir crazy, not really doing anything outside of the house.
I know that's right. I know you seen and heard the interview with Rodney Bond. Do you have any questions? Like, you know, you maybe try to be getting a little fit. We know with the hubby and everything. Any questions you have for him?
No, I'm just listening. I don't have any questions, though.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Let me get this full view back here. All right, there we go. All right. So, couple questions that came to mind, and for those watching for the first time, we normally have Joe on every other Wednesday discussing hockey and baseball. I just have pretty much baseball related stuff today. One of the biggest things that came up was Albert Pujols. He said that he's considering extending his playing career past the next 2 seasons with his contract with the Angels. And you know, word is that the NL may start having the DH. So with that being said, is there a chance in your mind that Pujols may actually end his career as a Cardinal after all?
I don't see it happening. Doesn't he have part of his contract that, like, he has to spend, like, 10 more years afterwards with the Angels anyway?
That's only in effect once he retires. That's a personal service
Okay.
contract.
Yeah, which is weird to me. But, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we could have someone in our minor league system right now that could play DH for us if that's really going to happen. I mean, it would be awesome. It would be an amazing story. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't really see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people love the whole story. You know, had the quotes, the story, or, you know, great storyline that how great it would be for him to, you know, end his career as a Cardinal. But as you just stated before, and something I have to think about is, you know, you got these players who are already in the system, you know, in the works, minor leagues, trying to get to the big league roster. And especially if you open up that DH,
Man.
you know, that gives you opportunity to even play more than you would have if if they didn't have it, because you would have had the pitcher, you know, bad night. It would be a great story to see, you know, Pujols as a Cardinal, but at the same time, by the time he'll come to St. Louis, he'll be over 40 years old.
Yep.
He ain't hitting worth nothing for real.
Yeah.
So it's like, he gonna take away someone's spot, and he's not gonna really be,
Right.
you know, productive.
Yeah, it'd be more of a storyline type thing than anything. Like, I think he'd still produce. Like, even right now, he's not producing like he did his first 11 years here, but he's still producing. He's still hitting 280, almost hitting 20 homers a year. So, I mean, he's still doing it. He's just not doing it like he used to, which, you know, is totally understandable. He's getting old, but then he's got that foot problem and whatnot. So, I don't know. Even if we did have the DH and we got him, I don't think he'd be playing every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, let's see. Last year he batted 244, 93 RBIs. So that would have been tops on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Anyway, which is pretty bad to say.
Right. No 100 RBI guys.
So yeah, he would have led the team in RBIs, but at batting 240, you know, he was usually like a 300 hitter until he got to Anaheim. Now he under 300.
Right.
But like I said, storyline, I guess it would have been off the chain, but realistically, I don't think it'll be something that may happen because he's gonna block someone else, and we've been doing it already. Which I mean, my next topic, Molina. We had this talk last week a little bit. Stanley wasn't here.
Oh no, but I know about it.
Yeah, but Molina, he was saying that now that we have the pandemic and he's not playing, that gives him more mileage to want to continue playing. And if the Cardinals don't re-sign him, then he may consider other options. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't like blame him for that. You know, like I've came on like my first couple of shows. I've said that I would want him to play out the rest of his contract and then, you know, retire. But now he's not doing anything. He's healthy, and like Kisner wasn't going to play anyways. And you got Ivan Herrera, who's going to be up by 22, 23. So I mean, and it's not like the Cardinals are going to spend the money elsewhere. So why not just spend it on a guy who's made the team for the last 15 years? Like, I wouldn't be opposed to it. It's not going to hurt anything.
So when does it get? And I'm sorry, Ronnie, do you follow baseball?
I do, yeah.
Okay. So what has been your thoughts on the Cardinals recently?
I hate to see the direction that we're going. I'm so used to seeing, you know, a winning Cardinals team and the crowds, unbelievable crowds and all this stuff. It looks like it's headed the wrong direction. And I hate to say that, but that's what it looks like. And I follow it, but not like I do with basketball. But that's what I see, kind of like from the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm. So do you feel that it's more so the organization, the main people in charge, that the direction isn't the same as it used to be?
I think so, yeah.
You had it with La Russa and Jocketty in the beginning of Mozeliak to, like you said, now. And I said this before, to me, it seems as if, I think I said this to Anthony Stalter, is that it looks like they're only happy just to make it into the playoffs, but not win the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that mentality isn't there like it used to be.
Yeah, and you see that with a lot of teams. We just want to make it to the playoffs and then see what we can do on down the line.
Just get in. It's all that matters. Just get in. But back then, it was about, if we didn't win a championship, you know, no, something ain't right. You know, it's like our standards hasn't been the same.
Exactly,
well, that's because them teams did so good out the wild card position before. And they just like, oh, well, you know, if we just get in, we can do, man, that was a special team, dude. Like, we can't bank on that all the time, you know. So, like, just to his point, like you said, just the direction of them, it like we just reiterate. They just scared to put their foot on the gas. They just playing safe, and it's annoying. Kind of remind me of the Bulls.
Oh.
But that's another conversation.
Your team is gonna get a ring by a man you hate. I'll be okay.
Nobody getting the ring this year, so it don't matter.
But when it happens, you're gonna be torn. You be like,
He might be gone by then.
He got a 4-year contract.
I ain't even gonna hate on the dude because he played good, but we not talking about basketball. We talking about baseball.
You just said the Bulls, Negro.
I just want to throw that in there. Right
How you gonna say it like the Bulls? But we ain't talking about.
No, we ain't talking about my team. We talking about yours.
Well, you know, still at the end of the day,
facts is facts.
We 6-0 in the finals, fam.
Ain't nobody disputing that.
Y'all lost to a dude that had to take a shit.
Damn. That is true.
My last question.
I was like, there's nothing to say after that. That's it.
That is very true.
In regards to baseball, Joe, my last question, your thoughts on this, and I'm pretty sure you're probably down because it just brings baseball back, but the whole thought of the three divisional plan in Major League Baseball, having the Midwest, West, and the East.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to explain that because, like, I still don't have my Twitter, so I haven't heard anything about that.
They're talking about changing the divisions for this year to have three divisions: the East, Midwest, and the East. I think they said Midwest would be like the Cardinals, of course, Cubs, White Sox, Royals, the Braves would be the only like oddball. Twins, Cleveland Indians, and the Detroit Tigers.
The Braves will be on the East.
And the Reds. Well, now see they had so many teams on the East already that the Braves couldn't fit within that. Right. So they had to put the Braves.
So like, would it just be those teams? Doesn't matter, AL, NL play each other?
Yeah, it wouldn't be considered no AL or NL at all. It'll just be 3 divisions.
So what does that mean for the All-Star game?
It wouldn't be an All-Star game this year because it would have been starting in July, and that's when they time much the season started.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's why.
Even if it was, how you gonna have an All-Star game with 3 divisions?
Right.
2 teams playing, then all right, whoever win that game, play the other team.
Well, no, that's why I said
round robin type tournament.
And then it's like, well, we never got to play the other team. We could have beat them. Somebody gonna
they
be
make a whole weekend out of it. Round robin.
That's too much.
That's what I was saying. It's like they're not even thinking about all-star teams at all.
Y'all doing too much.
Well, they might as well just add a 4th one in South or something like that.
And then Atlanta will be there. You just cut it off above Oklahoma.
There ain't really a lot of South baseball teams though. It's Miami, Atlanta,
the Texas.
But that's
good. It.
Yeah, like
and the Florida teams.
So you got the teams in Florida, the teams in Georgia, the teams in Texas, New Mexico.
Huh?
No.
Okay.
I mean, y'all can see my logic though. It makes sense.
You want Kentucky, Louisiana, you want to throw all of it over there. You gonna do that? Yeah.
I mean, well, you know, them the double A and the triple A. You know, you got them smallest.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess the best teams from
the battery league, if you will.
The best from each division, and maybe 3 other. Like the next best 3 records behind that, you can get 6 teams in the playoff.
That's stupid. I don't like any of this.
I'm just saying that wasn't the concrete, but that's probably something that they may consider if they do this 3 division thing.
This is stupid.
Since you only have around 100 games, except 162 games.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, shoot, we're gonna be starting pretty much starting the season at the trade deadline if it starts. Yeah, you know, and so I mean. If it's going to be a thing that's going to happen all the time, I wouldn't like it, but I understand it and don't hate it if it's just going to be for this season. And you got to do what you got to do to try to make, to try to get some type of ball in.
Yeah. All right, well, right there, that was Joe Knows. We'll keep you on the line as we do the final say. Rodney, the final say is just basically anything sports related or just life that you just want to, what?
He about to promote his book. He been name dropping the whole show.
There you go.
Rodney Bond, the man of many titles, coming to you on digital outlets everywhere.
So we'll go ahead and start off with you, Rodney. You want to do a final say for everyone before we go ahead and shut this thing on down?
Final say for my young people out there: keep pushing, don't give up, regardless of what's stacked against you. Keep your head up, keep going.
Like that. There we go. Joe, did you have anything you want to say?
It's not serious or anything like that, but you guys are talking about Star Wars, and obviously Stormtroopers. The Stormtroopers, like, episodes 4, 5, and 6, those are like the legit Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
So you see them throughout the entire saga. They just got different names later on, clones and stuff like that. And you said the shiny silver one, that's Captain Phasma.
Stormtroopers.
They're not Stormtroopers, they switch the name up.
Stormtroopers.
I can't remember.
What'd you say, Joe?
I said I can't remember episode 7, 8, and 9.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember what their exact term name is, but Stan was talking about the silver one. That's Captain Phasma.
Captain
Those are the new ones.
Fam?
Yeah, so
what?
Right.
Captain Plasma.
That's what we doing now?
That sound like Captain
not Plasma with the L, like Phasma. PH. But yeah.
That made it no better.
Like how some people try to pronounce the student aid program, the federal student aid program.
Right.
The FAFSA.
Right.
The
FAFSA. Ooh.
Some people like the FAFSA. The FAFSA.
Right.
No, it's FAFSA. It's a FAFSA.
Shoot, I ain't still it got past the twerk king, man.
Oh man,
I'm gonna need you to get past that.
You don't even know in the visual I got what he said. They're like, wait a minute.
He said, wait. You said the twerk king?
Right. I'm thinking all WWE going to my head. Like, what the WWE going on now?
Hey.
Oh man.
And they're still stormtroopers. They're just underneath the First Order. So yeah, they're still stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers.
All right.
There it is.
Well, you low key made both our point at the same time, so we'll call it a tie.
I'm low key kind of disappointed because for Joe to be like, I don't know what it was called, and I've been in your basement, I am appalled.
I'm sorry.
How?
So those are the new ones. I've seen like episodes 1 through 6 probably 100 times, but the new ones I haven't seen all the time.
I ain't seen the new one, so it's news for me.
Stormtroopers.
I ain't seen any of them, so I ain't talking. I'm not in this conversation at all.
Right.
Stan, you got something?
Remember that your time is valuable, protected at all costs, because you can't get it back. That's it.
B. Baker.
Keep practicing social distancing. Don't care the world open back up. Make sure y'all behave, be responsible. It's about not only taking care of yourself, but the others around you.
When I'm out and about, like the old school song said, bag back, bag back.
Give me 50 feet.
That's all I'm saying. Man, so y'all be safe out there. Once again, it's your Wednesday night sports light and the Clubber show. Thanks once again, Rodney, for coming through.
Sir.
Thanks for
Second
having
time
me.
now, so that means he's officially a
Native. He nativized.
Okay.
There we
Yeah,
go.
you native. Come whenever you want to.
There it is. Next week we will have your boy Marlon on the
one?
show. Whitfield.
Whitfield, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
not
Hawk time.
not Wayans, but
Right.
Whitfield.
And Corey Spinks. Since you said something about him. I heard y'all was talking about. Be like, ain't no y'all.
Yeah. So
I'm
so for this, give everybody a little teaser about Marlon real quick, if you don't mind.
Shout out to Marlon. He got his own entertainment company. Hawk Time Entertainment was my teammate at Merrimack when this man was dunking on us. You know what I'm saying? Went to South County Tech. Very, very business minded. I've been sharing some of the stuff that he shared with me with Fred off the air. And, you know, he talking about a lot of the new cryptocurrency that's coming out. He ventures in a lot of stuff around St. Louis. A lot of y'all know Nelly's group, the St. Lunatics, where he manages Murphy Lee. So he got a lot of stuff getting ready to come out. Kicked it with him during All-Star Weekend up in Chicago. Show love, you know, got us in some exclusive parties and stuff like that. But Marlon is very well connected, got a lot of good knowledge for y'all, so make sure y'all stay tuned for a lot of good sports talk, but also some nuggets that he could drop in if you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to be successful in anything, if you're trying to just get your name out there or promote your brand, anything like that. Real good individual for all that. So, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't even know he was gonna be on the show next week. I just talked to that dude.
He didn't tell you.
Nah, neither one of y'all told me.
Oh man.
Surprise! That's why I was like, which one? Hold up.
All right.
Yeah, so, you know, shout out to Marlon, man. And shout out to him for we was going to do our anniversary show at his hookah bar.
Right.
And, you know, shout out to him for extending his invitation for that. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So it's the Platform Sports Talk Show when it's about sports.
It becomes our business.
And business. Just picked up.
Y'all have a good one. Peace out. We out this mode.
Be blessed.
Yeah.
Later, Joe.